And the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all.
Oh, yes, sir.
You people.
What's going on?
What's going on?
September 5th. And we are over our diseases.
Diseases.
First it was you, then it was fucking me, dude.
Diseasel.
Diseasels. Oh, shit. How's everybody doing? The two people watching right now. Oh, man. What's going on, buddy?
Chilling.
You got your goldfish?
Yeah, I got my goldfish.
Good. Oh, hang on. Give me some crunch. Awesome.
Goldfish.
Awesome. So
getting my toddler on.
Dude, that's not gonna feel good coming out later though. I always get fucked up in the guts from fucking goldfish. Always fucks
There's
me
not
up.
much that upsets my stomach or the digestive system.
I was gonna say, are you sure about that though, bro? Because like, what was it? After the party, there was like something like fucking killing you or something like that. Like
We're not getting into that.
What?
We're not getting into that.
No, what? not the party, but
No, after the party. Yeah, I'm not getting into that either.
Why not?
Because that's
well,
that's a private matter.
Well, it's not bad.
No, but it's still.
Oh, come on.
It's over. We got other stuff to talk about. There's no need to go there.
Well, I mean, I was a snotty, rainy, just rained on mess last week. That's what. Oh, you got to turn up.
Yeah.
Turn my headphones up.
Yeah,
That's a funny video.
I feel like I can't hear myself.
I can give you a little more juice. How's that? Want some juice?
Juice. Give it the juice.
But dude, I was a snotty, fucking awful mess last week, dude. I was just.
Well, that's why we missed the show.
Well, okay.
See, I didn't miss a show. You did.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's why you're getting medals all this week, dude. Seriously. This fucking guy right here, I wish I had that sound effect. Why no one has that sound drop on any fucking website board is beyond me. It is one of the funniest lines in fucking Tropic Thunder. But this guy is a goddamn war hero. He was a goddamn war hero. This fucking guy. Overcoming what he fucking overcame. And then all through the week, we finally got the mix minus fucking set up properly. So no more like having the H2 and putting it right there and, hey Ryan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
And any of that weird shit. Now when we talk into these, they actually, aside from the people watching this, but then the people that call us, which you can do if you have a Google account, all you gotta do is hit up Hangouts and then just add Slacker Americana. So it's Slacker space Americana. And then call us. Fucking come on. We don't give a fuck. You know, like, yeah, it's sitting right there. Google Hangout.
So yeah, you just click new conversation, then you type in Slacker Americana, and we come right up. On that note,
all you got,
give us a call.
And the audio on that's up.
Yeah. I'm actually going to kill that.
Yeah. So we actually have an accurate audience number of 0 instead of us two watching our own fucking stream on two devices.
Yeah.
I'm all about honesty, dude. Like I know people in the internet radio game used to do shit like that. Like quick story on that. Like one of the one competitor that Black Collar Radio went up against. Like, we busted these guys so many fucking times where, you know, because the way that they had their audio player, that the audience would go to the listening page.
Yeah.
Well, the chat room was tied to it, which is I mean, that's smart. It's smart, you know.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, they would have the chat room tied to it. Now, what they should do, and what is smart, is you stop the stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, on your like, they would have their laptop, you know, sitting in front of them, and they're talking their bullshit radio show, and the smart thing is you stop the stream, you know, but they would have it running, but they would just mute out their laptops or mute out that web page.
Yeah.
So they could, obviously they're in there doing their chat room thing, but then they have this stream running in the background on mute. So it's registering as a fucking listener, what they thought was a listener.
Yeah.
But the way Shoutcast works, it only tracks by IP. So you could have 20 people in one house on one modem. Shoutcast only sees it as one. It'll say one unique listener and then like 20 total.
Yeah.
But you go by the uniques. You know what I mean? Like, because it's a unique IP.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, it was just that type of shit, dude. It was just so. When we saw that, we were like, you fucking fraudulent fugazi motherfuckers.
You cheesy sons of bitches.
And it was so funny because the one guy, because after we called this, the one clown that was on there saying, I should go dig these old tapes up, man. I think they're on my desktop somewhere. But I think I mentioned this on a show before. I would want to do it when I got the BCR guys here, like Kurt or Ray or whoever with me who wants to come in and like relive the old glory days of fucking who gives a shit Philly internet radio from fucking 7 years ago. But
back in the old days,
back on Icecast. But like the one dude, like once we started like banging him for it on our show. Like, I swear to fucking Christ, dude. I swear to fucking Christ. I don't make this shit up. I honestly don't make this shit up. But, like, we saw one time it was, like, one unique listener and 7. Like, he basically had 7 people, like, at his studio all listen. Like, there was more people on microphone. Well, it's happening right now. There's more people on microphone and camera than actually watching and listening. But they would have more people on on mic than actually fucking listening to them. And then they would set all their fucking laptops to the stream. You know what I'm saying? Like,
cheesy,
dude. It so is. It's like you're trying to like bullshit people on single digit numbers. Like, I don't like. None of us were getting fucking paid for it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, no one was making any real fucking money from this shit.
It's like, why even bullshit? Like,
exactly. Like, and even then, if you were someone that was pulling double digits and even like we averaged like 20 to 22 per show. You know what I mean? Like, that was our average. We would average anywhere in like the high teens to like low 20s.
Yeah.
You know, it fluctuated. Sometimes there'd only be fucking 9. Sometimes 5. Sometimes there's 27. One time we fucking did it, there was 53. You know what I mean? Another time, and one time we interviewed this chick from Austin, Texas. Her shit was fucking like she brought us like 70 fucking people. You know what I mean? And then like half of them left after the interview, but then the other half was like they stuck around, like, hey, this is pretty fucking cool. You know what I mean? It's like little shit like that. Oh, you shared a post.
Yep.
Well, no, you didn't share with your name. It's all right. But yeah, I mean, it was just the way that people wanted to bullshit. And it was so funny because this dude was that. Yeah, you got to set it is.
So I shared our own post on our own page. Our own page's post on our own page.
Right. So the thing is with this guy, he would sit there. This guy, he would fucking bullshit, dude. Like, it was just like, seriously, man. Like, I don't. Like, first off, he made what got us like pointed to him was. We heard through a friend, another broadcaster who we were cool with, and she was like, yeah, I was just on this dude's show, and he was saying he had 500,000 fucking listeners. I was like, wait a minute. Wait, time out. Okay, because first off, if you're a local band, because all he did was his currency was local bands, local Philly metal bands and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, if you are actually pulling 500,000 people, and we're going to walk through this right now. I'm going to bore the shit out of you. I'm sorry. But you might get a kick out of this because I know you like numbers and stuff like that. But if you're pulling 500,000 numbers on an independent internet radio stream and you're pushing nothing but Philly bands, I would tell all of my friends' bands, dude, go on that guy's show because you're going to be heard by 500,000 people.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's where it falls apart. At the time, when you go to the Arbitron and Nielsen SoundScan ratings that are available to the public, you have to pay for a subscription to get the deeper demographics of like, oh, well, it's X amount of people from the age of 18 to 23 who like World of Warcraft and are gay. You know what I mean? Like the real deep demos. You have to pay for that. But to get the general, what they call the cumulative, the average, the AQH, average quarter hour, and the cumulative and the market share. Okay, so that's when they say like, oh, this radio or this TV show had a 10 share. Okay, well, it's 10% of all the total viewing audience of that night. That's what the 10 share shit means. So here's the thing. The number one, I think at the time, it was a toss-up between B101 and KYW 1060. Okay, because everyone has that shit on, and every single doctor's office has B101 on.
Yeah.
Okay, so... and the way that they did it back then was it wasn't the diaries. In order to, because radio, all right, I got to really start from the beginning here. Radio ratings used to be done where they would give people a diary. They would, like in Philadelphia, they would get like, say, 3,000 to 5,000 people, and they'd give them a diary. And they would say, write down the time of day and what station you were listening to and how and who you were listening to. If it was a talk show, if it was music, what type, blah, blah. A lot of times you could just tell by the time and the station.
Yeah.
And then track your radio listening habits.
Yeah.
Not a perfect system, but it's what the industry went by, and they all agreed to it. Then they came out with these pagers. They're called PPMs, personal people meters. So wherever you're at, it would read the radio frequency that was being played off of a radio or coming through a speaker closest, whatever's the closest source to you. So B101 would do awesome because the people that had the PPM meters, the pagers, when they go to the doctor's office, again, what was the radio station that was playing?
B101.
Right. Even though you're not a fan of B101. So they would sit there and they would get like hour and a half, 2 hour listeners because they're sitting in a fucking doctor's office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, KYW, that's an easy one. Everyone in this area. KYW 1060s our news station. If you're from New York, you have 1010 wins. Okay, down here we have 1060. Traffic on the twos. Everyone who's stuck on the Schuylkill. Yes, yeah, perfect. So everyone that's down, stuck on the fucking Schuylkill and the Turnpike, they got fucking 1060
This
on.
is KYW traffic on the twos. We've got a traffic jam on 76 due to an accident.
Yeah, with gaper delay.
Yeah.
They'd always say gaper delay too.
Yeah.
That was the best. It was like, oh, we have a gaper delay in the traffic accident in the northbound lane, gaper delay in the southbound. Motherfucker, it's just traffic.
Goddamn rubberneckers. If there's an accident on the other side, who cares? Don't fucking slow down to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly like I don't understand. People love catastrophe. It's weird. But
did somebody die?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go then.
And then when you go past, it's just a little fender bender.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
Or it's just like somebody stopped on the side of the road,
and they have police assistance or something like that. Yeah, because they broke down or something like that. Yeah. Or it's a dude getting a ticket. You know what I mean? Like, emergency lights. It must be important. So the thing was then is they would go by the PPM meters. Now where this is all coming into play, 1060, and if I can remember at the time, like 1060 and B101, like I said, they were the 1 and 2, and they would toss back and forth between them. Their cumulative was like, and I forget the way they measured out cumulative. Like, I don't know if it was for the total day or if it was like, because the AQH is like what you can expect every quarter hour. That's what we based it off of, a quarter hour. The average in 15-minute windows. 0 to 15, 16 to 30, 31 to 45, 46 to 0 again, right? The quarters of an hour.
Yeah.
KYW would have at least like 300 to 400,000 people listening. Okay, B101 would again they would trade off between the two. Okay, these are 15-minute windows. So in 15 minutes, there's at least 200, 300, 400,000 people listening to KYW right now.
Yeah.
You know, obviously different times and nights it all fluctuates, but that's the average that they AQH, average quarter hour listener.
Yeah.
Okay. This cocksucker said 500,000 on a once a week internet radio show. Yeah. It's like MMR's AQH was anywhere in the high 100,000 to low 200,000. WMMR in Philadelphia, if you're in New York, okay, that's K-Rock. LA, K-Rock, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you're just think of your rock station. Baltimore, all you guys who've got clear channel stations, you have something that'll be like 98 Rock. You know, Tampa has a 98 Rock. They also have a 102.9 The Bone, which used to be Bubba the Love Sponge's old station. But this cocksucker's trying to sit there and say that his 2-hour radio show had like automatic. Oh yeah, please. So this, like I said, this cocksucker sat there and tries to sit there and say that he had 500,000 people. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why, like, we actually had a blow up with one of the artists who was like one of his boys, and we're like, look, dude, we're not coming at you for this. We just want to ask, like, because if this is something good for bands, that's what we try to do. Is always do right by the bands and find good shit for them to do. You know,
here's what that is.
This is exactly. Yeah, as I'm telling this story, and keep this up because this story gets even crazier. Okay, with this fucking guy. So, we were kind of getting into it, and we're like, look, dude, you know, how many albums have you sold? He's like, oh, I sold them out. Like, look, dude, we're not trying to pin you to a wall here, but like, 500,000 people that heard your music, like, even if 1% of that audience thinks you're good and actually likes you, which is a possibility, that's 5,000 record sales.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there is that potential for 99% of the people listening to you just not liking you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then even then, if it is 99, and it's not to shit on the guy's music, but if it is 99% of the people not liking you, they're going to turn that show off. So there goes his 500,000 down to the 1% that do like you, which is only 5,000, which is even still. What's it say? Yeah. Wait, that side. What's it say? Wait.
Bullshit.
That way. I keep fucking up the fucking. Yeah, it's bullshit. Okay. We always played the 1% rule. You know what I mean? Like, we had guys contact us like, oh, you should put my show on your station. I got 1 million listeners. 1% rule, dude. So that means you mean to tell me that you actually have 10,000 fans?
Yeah.
Suck a fucking dick. We heard from another band who he was out doing like a live stream, which wasn't really all that hard to do. I mean, you just go, you bring your mixer, a laptop, and you just patch in via SAM broadcaster. You set the mics up like we have here, and you just fucking. So straight the fuck up, we got told by one of our buddies who's in a Northeast Philly band who was at a venue that closed recently. The one that closed that we had to move the show to our house. Yeah, the Whiskey Tango. So the guy's sitting there, and the same guy sits there and tells them a story of like, oh yeah, like we had this chick back in the green room, and she was getting finger banged on the couch, and then like 50,000 people tuned in. What? Like, no. First off, yeah. I mean, first off, this. Okay.
Fuck you.
Right. And second off,
that's some bullshit.
Yeah, and the thing being is it's like straight the fuck up. Okay, there's no Google SEO metadata analytics tied to these fucking audio streams.
Yeah.
So even if you sat there and put in all capital letters in the little scroll bar that would appear on your fucking player, tune in right now. This chick's getting finger bombed on the fucking couch. Google's not going to find. How would 50,000 people just be able to know? Let me tune into this guy's show because
this is an audio show, right?
Yeah.
Why would that like interest people? It's like, wow, I saw.
Well,
she could just be sitting there going, you know, it's like,
right. There's that.
It's not fucking Pornhub.
Yeah,
it's not like he's live streaming on some fucking video where you can be like, damn, that chick's hot. She's fingering herself. Look at that shit, or whatever. You know,
but it's just like
some dude claiming, it could just be some girl he knows. Just, all right, just pretend.
It didn't even happen. That's the other thing.
Well,
There
yeah,
was
yeah.
no chick. There was nothing. Like and that's it. See, that's what was so frustrating about I gotta bring fucking Curdy and fucking Ray on this stuff. I really don't talk with Pirate and ART, the man you want to be, anymore. In all honesty, honestly, I'd rather just talk with Ray and Kurt because we were like the underlings that actually did the work. But more or less, the thing that was just so frustrating is that we knew the truth and that it was horseshit. And like you have to do so much detective work to point it out. But then even then at the end of the day, we're like, what are we really doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it was kind of fun because it was like, I'll tell you what, my time in internet radio going through with the bullshit detector absolutely prepared me for a fucking Trump presidency. I'll tell you that much. The gaslighting that these guys would fucking do. Oh, you're saying? Oh, it's not full screen though. That's weird. Oh well. But
I'll get it.
Yeah, you work on that. But but yeah, there we go. So
You can't really
see it, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well,
but yeah, so it was just a matter of fact of how, like, you had to do all this kind of crazy detective work and whatnot just to get it fucking going and to just prove that. And then even then, like, they would just turn around, just gaslight their audience anyway. Be like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't, because there was a little bit of, quote, sophistication to it. Like, you kind of had to know some shit in order for it. Now, that's why I love fucking YouTube, because you can't bullshit YouTube. Okay?
Yeah.
Like people are going to look at the page and there's probably no viewers right now. What? Cool, whatever,
Yeah, whatever.
But, you see the last show. Hey, we had 20 people check it out after the fact. The one show, the hypernormalization show that we did when we talked about the movie, there's like over 100 views on that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't bullshit it, which is so nice. I know there's people that have view bots, and I know all that stuff does happen, but like, people know how to shut that shit down. Like, people are, the audience is sophisticated enough to know that that's fucking bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that's why fecal hertz. I just saw that it says input frequency of 950 to 2050 fecal hertz.
Bottom scale shit times 10.
Yeah. But yeah, I just, again, like, I don't fucking get it. Why people fucking, why do they have the bullshit? I just don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like as a layman, as an outsider, like, what could you boil it down to? Like, what is it? Like, we thought the dude was
Well, they probably think that they're gonna pull something over on people, and unfortunately, apparently, it works to some degree for them, or else I would assume they'd give up eventually, trying to pull shit over people.
Yeah, well, they're all gone.
Well, yeah.
I'm the only one that's left. No, but for the most part, they're all gone. Yeah, they're all done.
Yeah.
All their websites are fucking. The websites are, for whatever reason, they still pay for fucking server space, but it's just digital fucking cobwebs at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
got fucking crickets and shit.
digital crickets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Digirits. I guess. Digirits.
I don't think that works.
No, that doesn't work. But I mean, again, like I said, it was just frustrating because it's like, even like the approach that I do, like we were talking about this outside of, like, we don't do clickbait style fucking titles. You know what I mean? Like, we just try and do something stupid. I've been, we've been on I've been on a weird, like, let me try and incorporate the Slacker into every single title recently. Like,
Yeah.
Oh boy. But I like, some of us in the BCR camp we're definitely thinking it was like, yo, this dude's trying to fucking rip people off. You know what I mean? Like, cause he sold musical services for local bands, which again, local bands, you ain't gotta really, this should be your response. Anyone that comes by and says, give me X amount of money to do this marketing for you for your local band, when, this should be your response. right there. That's what you should tell whoever comes to you with any type of, oh, I could do this for your social media.
I mean, unless they're like an established company, or at least like, looks like they have the shit to back it up. If it's just some dude, like, if he can't be like, yo, here's our website, like, that's what a real promoter would do. He'd go, here's my card. It's got, go check out my website, check out what we can do for you. And if you're interested, let us know.
Appearances.
That's where it would be. And
that's where
it would be.
this guy had those appearances. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, when you go and you look under, like, see, to me is that, like, if they won't tell you price up front, fuck them.
Yeah.
If they can't tell you, if it's like, like, oh, this is the service that we do for you, and blah, blah, blah. All right, how much?
Yeah.
How much?
Yeah.
Like, why won't you tell me? Why can't you tell me on your website?
Like, yeah, if I go to a studio and I say, look, I want to record an album at this place, we're going to need 8 hours of studio time to, at least, how much is 8 hours of studio time? If they can't say, oh, well, it's, if they can't tell you a fucking
Walk away.
Hourly studio rate.
Walk away.
Yeah, just walk away.
Walk away.
Then it's probably some dude who's got fucking just
it's going to be so
a Pro Tools set up in his basement, and he's just going to try and milk you for whatever he can.
Right.
We'll record it and then we'll figure out a price.
Well, but it's then also too, because it then becomes just so, it just becomes so arbitrary at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's he could sit there and tell you one thing, but then when you get in there, be like, oh, well, you know what, guys? I didn't realize you had a drummer. Cocksucker, you saw us play. Like, you came up to us after the fucking gig. What do you mean you didn't realize we had a drummer? You know what I mean? So it's going to actually be, I know I said 30, but it's actually going to be like 55. Fuck you, dude. Like, it's so shiesty, but that's why I like this format. And to kind of dovetail, I've been leaving comments. You're familiar with Opie and Anthony, right?
Yeah, sort of, a little bit.
You remember them, basically.
Yeah.
So Opie actually was fired earlier in the summer. Like, he's no longer on radio. Anthony, his partner, was fired like years ago. So a couple years back. So he went and did his own thing on a live stream service, and he built his own infrastructure, like how the porn websites do. You know what I mean? Like, because he has a subscription service and members only area, private access, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, he took the infrastructure from a porn cam site and just did it for his radio show, which is actually like what we do. It's a TV show, stream show. So years go by, Opie has changes. The cast and the characters all switch up, move around. And then just this year, he got fired. So there's technically no more Opie and Anthony on any form of radio right now. So he's been talking about, oh, what's my next gig going to be? And I actually been spamming his page. I've been telling him, like, dude, here, let's see if I can go find it here real fast. And I'll read it out here. It was like yesterday, I think I did it. Yesterday or the day before. But I've been just saying, dude, YouTube Live. Just get the fuck on YouTube Live. Dude, Joe Rogan did it. Joe Rogan's been doing it. Joe Rogan did 1,000 fucking episodes on this shit.
Yeah.
1,000 episodes.
Yeah. And he's probably making good money too.
Well, and that's the interesting thing is I don't know if he necessarily has ads on his archives. I know he does them on his highlights because now he's chopping up. Now he's got Young Jamie actually chopping highlights up because all of his fans have been chopping highlight vids and they've been stealing his links. So now he's like, nah, fuck that. I'm doing that. So now he's got his own separate channel just for highlights. And he's getting people to help animate some of his stuff, like doing animation. Oh, yeah. And more or less, like, so what for Rogan, what helps is that he doesn't have to rely on any YouTube ad revenue because he has his Alpha Brain and On It, and, he makes his money with the stand-up comedy and so forth and so on. And that's how it started with the podcasting for a lot of these comedians. It was just a way to help connect more with an audience, to help sell tickets at shows. Then all of a sudden, these podcasts were getting like a million download per episode, like Bill Burr and shit like that. Then all of a sudden, advertisers came. And now they are getting ad revenue directly from the podcast. So, let's see. Okay, I got to scroll down. God, I'm not used to fucking laptops and these mouse pads. It's there. It's coming. So like I said, I've been just kind of spamming this on Homeboy's page and on some of his comment sections. There he is. Yeah, he replied to a comment on my video, and he actually replied directly to me. So I said, here was the response. It was like, he's saying he did something the other night. Like he's been doing these funny little things. He calls them pop-up shows, where it's just him on Facebook Live, like sitting by the fireplace look, he's out on his vacation. You know what I mean? Because he's getting paid till October. Because he was fired, but he's still technically under contract. So he gets fuck you money from now till October.
Fuck you money.
Right. So I still get paid. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like you fired me, so fuck you. I still get paid. Pay me. So he says, I guess it's time to get a gig. Thanks for the continued support. Hope you all had a great summer. It was on Labor Day. So I said, YouTube Live. Telling you, Opie, been spamming your page about it. Easy to start up. You already have a built-in audience. And he does. The guy's got over like 100,000 fucking people on Twitter. Yeah. He's got several like 5 digits worth of likes on fucking Facebook. 5 digits to almost 6 digits on fucking YouTube already.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to start up. You already have the built-in audience. YouTube handles all the heavy lifting regarding the servers, the archiving, chat rooms, and social streams. Even if Rogan doesn't do a chat room, if he wanted to do one, he fucking could. But good luck keeping up with that shit, dude. I'll tell you fucking firsthand. I've seen fucking chats that are just it just looks like the Matrix. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the fucking, you know.
I don't even know how you disable chat on YouTube.
You do it when you set up the stream. You just say no chat. The cost for equipment is dirt fucking cheap these days to get going. Look at Rogan. Not that Rogan uses cheap shit, but I mean, look, the 2 mics that he has that Rogan uses, not ours, but the Shure mic, they're $300 a piece.
Yeah.
He's got a Behringer fucking like $60 fucking headphone amp. It goes to a fucking mixing board. It does get a little bit pricier when you start getting into, because he has multiple cameras.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and young Jamie's there doing with the switcher box, like, camera Rogan, camera guest, camera Rogan, camera guest, pull out shot, establishing shot. You know, he has at least 3 shots. You don't even have to do that. So we don't do that starting up. We may, when you get the other camera, we may have a second angle, but you know. So the cost, look at Rogan. Many different options of both direct and indirect revenue streams out there without the need to build your own infrastructure a la Compound Media. That's the company that his former partner, Anthony Cumia, created. And no disrespect to Compound Media, but you going with a more public quote unquote service would give you more exposure potential. Yeah. Because again, if you wanted to get the Anthony Cumia stuff, you got to pay for it. Now he does put like little freebies and breadcrumbs out on YouTube, but if Opie were to sit there and say, "Fuck it, here's my show," and in fact, he could even copy what Randy Rhodes in Florida does, where she gives away her Friday show for free on YouTube, but then you have to subscribe to, like, pay for a membership service, and then you get all the other ones. You know what I mean? Like, again, that's part of.
Does she like use Patreon or something? Or
no, she has her own infrastructure.
She has her own web portal.
Yeah, her own. Thank you. That's the word. Her own portal. That's what Compound Media has. Their own web portal. There you. But okay, let's bang through the fucking revenue streams for him. Okay, the direct one, YouTube ad revenue. Yeah. Okay, it's not going to give him $1 million a year like he's used to making.
No, but it's not going to give him pocket change either. I mean,
yeah.
Like there's that one guy on YouTube that I watch. He's got a little over 500,000 subscribers. He puts out a video every day. And he does like a 10-15 minute video every day for the most part. And he's off of ad revenue, he's banging between 18 and 20 grand a month.
On how many?
A little over 500,000 subscribers.
Only 500,000, and he's getting 18 to 20 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a 6-figure job.
Yeah, it's
6 figures.
That's up to $240,000 a year,
right,
before taxes.
And that's just his YouTube ad revenue.
Yeah,
so this motherfucker. Patreon?
And now he's at the point where he's no, he's not doing a Patreon. What he does is he's now selling merchandise. He's got because he's car related, so he's got like these car keychain things. He's got hats. He's got shirts. He actually sells pictures of his car. Like he'll have like a photographer take a really cool photo of his car and he'll get like a certain number of them printed up from this company called InShane Designs, and he signs every last one of them. You buy a picture, and it's got his signature on it. It's of his car, but I mean, it's into a revenue source. So this guy's making enough money off of YouTube that he had bought a 2016 yellow Z06 Corvette with a stick, and then he got that fucking car up to like 950 plus horsepower, over 1,100 foot-pounds of torque, and then he realized that the weak point in his drag racing, because he goes drag racing, is he's got the manual transmission.
Oh, okay.
So did he sell that car and then buy another one? No, he bought another yellow Z06, a 2017 Z06 Corvette with the automatic transmission, and now he's taking some of the mods off of the manual one and putting them on the automatic one. And then once he returns the manual one back to stock, he's going to turn around and sell that. But the dude could afford to buy two
fucking Corvettes,
$80,000 plus Corvettes.
Yeah,
off of YouTube income.
4 months of it's 8 months of work. If you think about it, just 8 months of work, and again, not even his total work. Because now you mentioned the merchandise. Opie, when he was still on Sirius XM, he had a merchant. He was selling T-shirts and fucking all that shit for the show because Sirius XM wasn't fucking doing anything for this guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so he has that. He already has that portal and that store set up. So there's another form. If you wanted to do a Patreon, be like, hey guys, toss me $5 a month.
You get special. I'll do
bonus shows or some shit like that. You know,
we'll do the first hour on YouTube. And then
the second hour
is on Patreon.
Yeah.
So if you want to see the second hour where we have like the big guest of the show,
or what the one comedy podcast, Race Wars, what they would do is that they would have the big guest, but they would come in or be mentioned like and dealt with like more of their topic in like the second half of the first hour, and then it bled over into the first half of the paid paid hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So like they would bring the guy in at like 45 at the 45-minute mark, talk to him for 15 minutes, and then the paid portion, the second hour of the show, the bonus, which would go on for more than an hour. It could be like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they get a lot of extra. So yeah, there's so many of these. I want to try and chop this up and send it to him in all honesty. But yeah, there's so many of these different like revenue streams, both indirect and direct. Again, it won't be $1 million and it's not guaranteed. And there is going to be people taking a little bit out of his pocket because, Patreon's going to charge percentages for what it is. That's so fun. Hi, Slacker.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna take like a percentage, but it's still there. And also, I think like especially for who Opie is, like, and you have to say this about Anthony, even though like he is a bit of a curmudgeon. The guys are Hall of Famers. Like they are up there with Stern, Imus. You know what I mean? Like
they'll end up in the Radio Broadcaster Hall of Fame at some point.
Why they haven't already? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, fat ass fuckboy Rush Limbaugh's in that shit already, if I'm not mistaken. Like, why aren't these two?
Well, he's been on the radio for, like, fucking, I don't even know how many years now. A couple of decades.
30s, or 30 years at least?
Yeah.
It had to be 30.
Like I think there's a certain amount of time you have to be in broadcasting before you're eligible.
Well, Opie's been doing it since he was 18 years old. But as far as the incarnation that we know of with Opie and Anthony, let's see, they did 10 years on satellite radio. But then I think it was maybe 16 to 17 total known as the Opie and Anthony brand. Because they got fired for the Sex for Sam thing where they had the couple fucking in a church for a contest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but even then, before that happened, I think there are at least 20 years, like 20 total years, maybe cumulative, as the name and the entity that is Opie and Anthony. It's hard to say. Like, it'd be great to interview the guy.
Yeah, Opie, if you see Opie or Anthony, if you see this, come on our show.
Yeah. Well, especially Opie. It's like, dude, you want to sit there and like kind of like make crazy news? Be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to this fucking no-name podcast and Slackers on fucking YouTube, and I'm gonna make my announcement there. You know, dude, you changed the fuck. And that's what I'm saying is the guy would change the game if he came to this format. Like Rogan already set the bar. I think Opie would come in and surpass it. Because Rogan was influenced by Opie and Anthony. He said the reason why I started my podcast was because of hanging out on this show. You could just show up, you sit down, you weren't forced to do your routines as a comedian or your bits or any of these other fucking up on you.
Yeah, this fucking keyboard.
You know what I mean? Like there's no, there's nothing that's, you know what I mean? Like the comedians loved it because they could just. How many years Opie and Anthony? Oh, how many years to get in the Radio Hall of Fame? Broadcast Hall? Yeah, I think it's not a Marconi Award, is it? Is it the Marconis? I don't know.
Baseball Hall of Fame.
BC Hall of Fame? There you go. Broadcasting and Cable Hall of Fame. Oh, Wikipedia may have been the better.
BC Hall of Fame.
The Big Cock Hall of Fame. I should be in there. But the broadcast, no. But yeah, dude, like straight the fuck up. They yeah, the best part about it is like I said, the best thing for him that's British Columbia. So yeah, the thing being is, I think he would do well over here. I think he could. I think if he were to come over here, like again, he may have to take a bit of hit, but now the cost, like I said, he wouldn't have to come out of pocket, for anything crazy. Like this shit that we have right here, like what was the camera like? $60?
What?
Our cam? It was.
Well, this cam is like $22, but
now, yeah,
the one we may be getting is $60.
So these mics, I think, when they're exploded out of the pack, because they came from the drum mic pack, because they're the aerial condensers. I think
he only paid like $200 for that whole.
And I think these guys are only like $60 or $80 for these Samsons. Okay, so there's $120. Like I think, is it fair to say like under $600? If you count cables, if you count board, if you count mics, the stands.
Yeah, I'd say between like $500 and $600.
$500. Now, this is what we're doing, and we're total fucking amateurs. You know what I mean? Like, we're fucking nobodies with this shit. Like, we're doing this for $500 to $600. Can you imagine what a multi-millionaire or a millionaire could do with a little bit deeper pockets? You know what I mean? If he were to put 10 grand into it, he would smoke, dude. Dude, if he were to copy my boy Tyler, who he does a YouTube show called Cut the Cord Radio, and they're coming back. They've been off for a year, and he's coming back. I saw him test showing. I got a notification that he went live. I'm like, oh, I missed it. Is he back? And I sent him a message. I'm like, dude, are you back? He's like, oh, we were just testing. I thought I said it to private.
Nope.
I always find out, motherfucker. Tyler sunk and bought a new computer, and he got multicams with a switcher box and an actual video interface and all that. He spent probably like $5,000, and his shit looks awesome. Like it's, dude. You know what? Go into YouTube real fast. Bring up Cut the Cord, and we'll go to one of his highlights, and we'll show some love to Cut the Cord. Here, actually, I'm gonna do that right now on Facebook. Talking about
Cut the
CORD radio. Cut the Cord radio. Because Cut the Cord, I think, is also a Fugazi song.
He's got 188 subscribers.
Yeah, he got the dude. Actually, that went up. Yeah, and they're fans of ours. Dude, we got 50 now.
Well, yeah, because
I guess he just liked it. All right, good shit.
Well,
yeah, so, all right.
Lazy P Martinez.
Yeah, he had fucking Drakulich in his fucking house. Don Drakulich was in his fucking house. Like, click on one of them. Yeah, Sleazy P versus whatever. Danzig, yeah. All right, here, we'll bring this up. You wanna? Oh yeah, you gotta bring it over first. My bad. He did all. When you see this, he did all this fucking editing. It's the software that came with his fucking black. I think it's called a Black Magic interface or something like that. Oh, dude, he had a show called People Hate People Radio. They were on our channel. They were fucking legendary, dude. Like the show was so good. Can you get the big screen version?
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on a second. We'll have to fix that.
I
Look
caught
at
a
this.
little bit of it on the YouTubes. Yeah, on the YouTubes, and it was like, wow, that's the Misfits I
Let me
remember.
make sure it's in,
Sounded like
1080.
complete shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you
But
only
now
goes
they
up
got
to
Glenn
720.
Danzig with him.
Well, Glenn Danzig was there originally.
Yeah, see, look
Yeah, I
at
should've
he's got
flagged
he's
him.
got
I
a
love
guy
those guys.
doing
Yeah,
the
I
fucking
do.
camera
And,
switch.
and that's the thing. You love the Misfits. Your fucking Misfit.
Look, it sounds
ear-
great.
Ear
And he's just
filters
using
come
straight
on,
up like
you
regular,
know?
regular
So you
fucking
thought
vocal
those
mics. We're the ones using
Yeah.
condensers. He's just using straight fucking SM58.
Well, it's
You know, he's got
rough,
he's got
it's
his buddy
crude,
James,
but
who's like a
it's
professional
still
sound guy.
produced in such
I'm a
way
fucking
that
amateur. You know what I mean? Like,
it sounds good.
Yeah.
But
I think there's.
and they play live.
I mean, they built.
Static Age sounds
Yeah,
cool.
see,
Didn't they
three.
have
That's
Chud?
James. He does the sound and
No,
does
Dave
the camera
Lombardo
switching.
from Slayer.
All on the computer.
That's weird.
Are you serious?
All that shit you see in the background is artwork from. All that art. I'll keep it real low. All that artwork that you see in the background is from his old host, his former co-host from People Who Hate People Radio, Eric, who's an artist. And dude, LED light strip lights that you see, the marine strip lights,
Yeah.
the rope lights that you get on boats.
Yeah.
They built all that shit. Then James, the James shot, the guy, the ginger, that's just fake flowers on a fucking tack board. He literally just this is his living room. This is just straight up the dudes. Tyler, who's the guy, not him. That's obviously Sleazy P. Yeah, look. Well, they did this post.
Fan number 2.
Yeah,
Be sure and smart.
that was done in post because they were showing on it. But yeah, yeah, that's Tyler. Like that's Tyler's house. That's his house. Opie could literally sit there and just take over a room like an office, like you were talking about. If you got a 2-bedroom apartment, like one office, boom, just make it a set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's so fucking cheap now to do this shit. And it's like it's like the ease of access, the point of entry and all that stuff is just so easy now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, which by the way, folks, go check out fucking Cut the Cord and spam the shit out of fucking Tyler's page and say, you cocksucker better get back on the air. Because we seriously, dude, his show is so good. It's punk rock. It's just punk rocks, former punk rock kids and post-punk dudes from fucking Richmond, Virginia. You know what I mean? He's a musician. He's been in the bands. He's almost like had the life we had. Like just the same kind of. Well, he's had more crazier shit. I mean, crazier stories. But yeah, dude. Like it's so good to see him at least try and test and get back. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I should be encouraging these guys to come back or to start up like Opie, because then wouldn't that be competition for delicious?
We have a different flavor of show than they do, so
We're definitely slackers,
yeah, we're slacker.
and I just ramble. That's my thing. Someone's got to fill the time.
Hey, I'm the co-host. You're the host.
Well, no,
We're co-hosts together, but
yeah.
you
Oh, we got another like. Yay.
you seem to
Well,
come up with more stuff to talk about than I do.
I kind of did this shit before, so
Yeah.
went to school for it, but I wasn't too good at it.
And why am I the one that had to figure out the mix minus?
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
I couldn't for the life of me when we were first starting up, trying to figure this shit the fuck out, dude. And then, well, I'll tell you what, like, I'm glad what bug got in your ass to fucking figure it out that one night, like, because I mean
I was just like, I just looked over at the board, and I was just popped into my head. I was like, we still haven't figured out that fucking mix minus shit. I want to figure that shit out. Like, just fucking, we should have figured this out already.
Right.
Let's fucking just figure it out.
it can't be that complicated.
And part of what helped was actually doing the video call to you at your house, because then it's like Can you hear me? No, he can't hear me. Fuck. Well, let me try this. Can you hear me? Shit, he still can't hear me. And so, like,
Well,
I actually had an actual, like, video chat going on to figure it out. Because then it's not a guessing game. It's like, all right, I think it's right, but we won't know until we try and do another video call.
Right. Well, and then also it was great then because, well, first off, we found a few things, and it's something that we kind of knew from Jump Street. Fuck Facebook video chat.
Yeah, Facebook video chat is shit for this application. So
Yeah.
if you end up doing a YouTube thing where you're gonna have video callers, don't use the fucking. Just go to Google Hangouts. It's fucking. It's solid. Once you get your shit set right, once you have your mic source and your audio output source set properly, it just fucking works.
It just
Like,
sound
there's
and it was just sounding better too. Like,
yeah, it sounds better. The video quality's probably better.
it's fucking Google.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, if Google has a problem, they just, fucking call upon their fucking shit tons of programmers to figure it out. Because I'm sure they've got a lot of programmers working for them, considering how many fucking different products they have.
Yeah, because that was the crazy. Because when we tried to do it with like Ryan, and from the obviously check our archive. You'll see these older episodes, Ep 1, Ep 3.
Yeah, where we,
Even when Eric called in, showed us his killer fucking Bearded Cthulhu dreads.
yeah.
Like like I said, we had to sit there. And this is how we had to fucking talk to them.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole other microphone.
Yeah.
And it's a whole other USB fucking thing. And like, I don't know if you might be able to see it. In some of them, you can see it like real close when we had the camera in the corner.
Yeah.
In the blue room.
Yeah.
But we'd have to have this thing fucking sitting right here in front of us. And then like, as we're talking, like I would raise my voice. I'm pantomiming it right now, but I would raise my voice a little bit louder and almost sound like I'm screaming into the fucking microphone because I want them to hear it on this.
Yeah. But
know?
now we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Right, all right through here, which is how it's normally done. You know, like
it's just for some reason we had a hell of a time figuring it out on that board until I actually fucked with it while we were on a video call, and then it was eventually, can you hear me? And you said, yeah, and it was like, oh, fucking sweet.
Yeah, and then we just had to work it out because it was coming in too hot.
Yeah,
a little bit too gainy, too hot.
Yeah,
and then from there it was boop. That's it. You know what I mean? Like,
and then we just had to figure out which one was better to use, the AUX 1 channel or the FX AUX 2 channel.
Right, pre-fader and post-fader.
Yeah, and we figured out that the post-fader is the better way to go because then they hear what we hear.
Right.
So,
and then
it's
of course
just a matter of adjusting the FX volume knob.
Yeah, which anyone could call in right now. Google Hangout, and we'll fucking if you want to chat with us and talk shit.
That's one reason to catch our show live is because you can always video call us and shoot the shit with us. This is like a whole part of the idea of our show is to be interactive with our audience, not just in the live chat, but people who want to fucking actually like video call in and talk with us.
Right. Well, and
or if you don't want to be on camera, you can just voice call in with us.
Yeah. We if you don't want to be on camera, like just tell us. Like he won't throw you up there. Oh, hey, what's up, Eric? You have 50 subscribers now. Is this a sham?
Is this a what?
It's a sham. It's an old BCR joke. Holy shit. Gold star to fucking Eric for that one. Dude, I don't know why that didn't pop up. I don't see. Why didn't we see him over on this one?
I don't know. Let me reload that page and see if it's just being stupid.
Oh my God, Eric, that rules. That rules, fucking Eric. That rules. But yeah, more or less, the Google Chrome. Fuck you. There we go. Yeah, so more or less, like.
Champagne milestone.
Well, it's because our old competitors, they had this thing called the plan. Like they had this 100-step plan on their website, and they were pretentious to sit there and be. First, they said this is our goal to make how we're going to make $1 million a year, and then we called them the fuck out on it. And we're like, you're going to make $1 million a year on these local bands, like you're an asshole. I would be giving these bands that fucking money, dude. Fuck you, like. So
if you're gonna make money off of them, you got to kick back money to them.
Right. So then they would have these like after so many steps and so many certain steps, like it was like a XML spreadsheet. You know what I mean? Like, and then they'd be like, our plan. First off, it would be like step 1 through 100, but then it'd be blank. You know what I mean? Like, and they'd be like, we're not gonna like put all of the plan out because it's so good, and we don't want someone to come by that's got a capital and money and then take our ideas and like, what are you gonna fucking do that these motherfuckers haven't been doing already, dude?
Yeah.
Like, you're influenced by fucking radio and broadcasters and what you're seeing. Like, you didn't go to some secret Hogwarts for internet broadcasting and learn some fucking muggle magic to fucking internet radio that nobody else fucking knows. You know what I mean? Like, eat a dick. So what it was is that after certain Slayer, after certain these milestones they would have, it would be like they were like the cell, the XML spreadsheet cell was in like red, okay, and then when they hit it, they would call it a champagne show. They would do a champagne show where they would crack a bottle of champagne and celebrate. But it would be like, dude, step 1, buy a microphone. Step 2, buy a mixer. Step 3, plug microphone into mixer and mixer into computer. Have a champagne party. You know what I mean? Like, dude, so fucking pretentious shit, dude. One of the steps they had on there was like...
Step 5, jerk self off.
Yeah, exactly. Step 6, take empty champagne bottle and tickle your prostate with it. They had one joint on there. It literally was called... It was like step 30 something. Promote, promote, promote. Well, that's not a step in a...
You should be doing that from the beginning.
Dude, that's something you do all the time.
Yeah, people can't tune in if you don't fucking promote.
Right. Well, and even if you are making $1 million a year, you still fucking promote.
Yeah.
Like
look at fucking established products. Like Coca-Cola could probably get away with never advertising again, but they do.
Right.
I mean, who doesn't know what the fuck Coca-Cola is?
Right. But they do because that subliminal constant.
Yeah. Keep it on people's minds.
Yeah.
Hey, Coca-Cola. Don't you want a nice refreshing soda? It's like fucking...
I can't drink colas anymore. So the thing was what it was is when we first discovered this page of theirs, which was public, like we stumbled across them because Bill found it, aka Pirate. He was pretty slick with Google Analytics, like the SEO stuff. So he would have like Philly Internet Radio, Philadelphia, underground music, underground rock, metal, alternative bands, and all these really good search terms, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he would sit there and then like run those into Google like once a week to see how our standing was with them. And then all of a sudden he started seeing these other guys pop up. And he was like, what the fuck is this? And then that's how we caught on to it. Or at least got wind and caught wind to him. So one of the things is that we ripped them on is that when we first sell this plan page, like I said, it said, we're going to make $1 million a year. So we caught them on it, ripped them on it, and then they go and change it and then turn around and gaslight their fucking audience by sitting there saying, we never had that on there. Like, the fuck you didn't, dude. Like, why would we lie about that? Why would we sit there and just blatantly make up an arbitrary number of $1 million fucking dollars a year? You know what I mean? Like, because then they changed it to read, this is our goal to make a successful radio station. You know what I mean? Like, again, that's arbitrary because what's considered a success? I didn't make any money at Black Collar Radio, but I feel strongly that what we did was a success.
Yeah, I mean, you had regular listeners, and
we got and despite the fact that they had more likes on Facebook and fucking jerked each other off with the Philly music scene, man, and all that fucking garbage with their tiny little clique, the fact of the matter is that we had actual more listeners. We were averaging 20 on. We were 3 radio stations in one, okay, and all 3 of them came up to 20,000 unique IPs per month. 20,000 unique devices tuned into our shit. Average listening time across all 3 of it, if you cumulative the whole thing, average listening time was between 13 to 15 minutes. That if you're on the music channels, that's fucking 3 to 5 songs. If you're on the talk radio comedy channel or the kind of comedy channel, that's at least a segment or two, at least a segment. You know what I mean? So cool. I think that's a success. I call that for me. I call it again. It's arbitrary at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, and also Killer Kurt actually had a great fucking smash on them one time, because he said flat out, he was like, so you mean to tell me that they have like 30 some of these steps revealed and checked off? So does that mean they're making $300,000 right now? You know what I mean? If it's the steps to 100 to a million,
Yeah.
I guess they're making 300,000 right now. If that's the case, dude, then fucking just cruise control. You know what I mean? Like, you're making $300,000. Again, I really want to get those guys on, even if you're not here for the show. Like, if I did a special with them or something like that, like a reunion. I mean, I'd have you with you. No, you're not cool enough. No.
It'd be kind of hard to use the studio here without me.
Well, no, if I were to set something up my way.
Down at your place.
We may have to do something like that. I don't know. And that may have to be one of the live shows. We'll get to that idea in a minute. But yeah, dude. I mean, it's just like I said. It's just that bullshit fucking just arbitrariness. But where did I jump off back to them from? What was it? Oh yeah, the mixed minus stuff.
Yeah.
So the reason why, like, this man is a goddamn war hero.
Goddamn war hero.
He's a goddamn war hero. I forgot to make a medal for you. Fucking Generalissimo Vern, man. That fucking mixed minus shit, dude. Because what it is that we want to go and try and hit high profile guests.
Yeah.
And get them to call in. And I don't. Yeah. I know you are a stickler for quality, like I am. Like, we don't want shit. Like, we
me maybe a little more than you, because you think this 720p cam is okay, and I'm like, fuck this camera. I want a better camera.
Dude, I'm thinking, what if you were to do the light pack first, and then we fucking look at the camera? What if we were to just improve the lighting quality here with this cam and see what happens, and then it's
our lighting doesn't look bad on. Like, I don't know what the viewers think about our lighting, but our
viewer Eric,
yeah, our current viewer, I don't know. I don't think the lighting level is the problem. I think it's the fucking the graininess from the gain problem with this camera.
Oh, okay.
And then I think it's kind of just muddy. If you know
I see what you mean by it. Yeah, I see.
So, like, and that camera I was looking at, that's a really good picture on it. So I'm thinking about getting that, because I mean,
fucking $50.
I think the harshest thing about our lighting is that we just have a light bulb shining on us.
Yeah.
I think if I
got
got some white fabric or something and wrapped it around there and put like a bungee cord, that it would diffuse the light a little better.
It would be. You gotta watch what type of fabric though, because that bulb's fucking hot. That bulb is hot, dude.
True.
You know what I mean? That shit would burn. You ever leave a sock on a fucking lamp by accident, or you ever or like, for instance, like, because you got more of the old school John over there. I don't know. Is it got the curly? No, that's a regular.
Well, that's actually bulb. A CFL inside of a bulb. It's a weird bulb. It's actually for recessed lighting.
Right. Oh, okay.
But I needed a bulb that would work for our purpose. So
the lighting makes me look like a ginger. No shit, Eric. Hey, why don't you fucking Google Hangout with us real fast? Let's see how this shit works. Let's see how this is working.
For some reason, this chat is not updating.
Yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to be pop-out chat. It's supposed to be good.
I think it's just because
You got so much shit open?
No, I think it's just being retarded because it's Microsoft Edge.
The edge of Internet Explorer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but get ready. He might be. Well,
it makes PJ look like a ginger. Well, that's.
Well, I got that channel up, so if we hear the beep boop beep beep boop, it's so weird. I don't know why it's doing that shit. So yeah, I mean, yeah, just call him. Fuck it. Yeah, let's call him. We're gonna call an audience member. Just randomly, we're gonna call a random audience member.
Internet crank call.
Yeah, but this, yeah, because again, with the mix minus, like on the geek shit for everybody, once again, is that like, what happens is that you may have heard this if you watch other podcasts or watch other YouTubers who are like talking, be it Skype or Hangout or any one of these services, that, or you may have experienced it yourself too, where you're talking and then like you hear yourself echoing back. What happens is that your it's a feedback. It's basically just feedback.
Yeah.
So in order, and what happens too is that can fuck up people's sound quality. For one, fucks bandwidth up, and two, if you need to interject on somebody or if they want to interject with you, like it gets lost.
Yeah.
It ducks itself out, as they call it in the biz, auto ducking. Or Skype is also a ducking service too, because when two people try and talk at the same time on Skype, it kills
Whoever talks second.
Right, yeah, and it fucks with it. But with this setup, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah. Because there's separate two different channels post fader going on.
Right. So
there's the one that's going out to
the people,
and then there's the one that's going out to the person who's calling.
The guest.
They hear everything that is going on minus themselves because their channel's volume isn't going into that mix.
So it's like the long short or the short long. It sounds way fucking better the way we're doing it now. Like it just sounds so. And like I said, it's because I want to go after like So speaking of booking guests, like this actually is going to annoy the shit out of me. So there's this page on Facebook called Real Progressives. They're proponents of this thing called the Modern Money Theory, MMT.
What the hell's that?
Basically, just print the fucking money. You want healthcare for all? Just print the fucking money. Just print it. Just who gives a shit? Just print it. You know what I mean? Like
the retarded thing there is you're effectively just getting rid of the money system because there's no point.
That's kind of the play. It's to push towards resource-based economy. Like that is kind of the play. It's the Star Trek replicators, dude. It's kind of bringing the replicators in. You know what I mean? Like at least a real version of that. So again, with that all being said, I sent a message. I was like, "Hey man, look, I do a YouTube show. It's me and my buddy. Like, I've seen this thing that you guys have been talking about with MMT. I'm curious. Is there anyone or like a spokesperson or whoever that would want to come on to our dopey little fucking YouTube?" And I said it that way. I was like, actually, I got it saved in my messages. Where are they at? Okay, so I was like, I do a podcast that no one has ever heard of, but I am curious about MMT.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, any chance I could get one of your reps to come and break it down to my co-host Vern and I on our YouTube show, Slacker Americana? We got video call capabilities, so remote is no problem. Unless you got someone in the Philly area, then hell yeah, stop by the house. Sorry to invite people over to your house like that.
Hey.
It would only be one person. Basic gist of the show: two mid 30-year-old politics, history, gaming, science, music, goofy geeks that riff on life and the world around us. Their response: sure. Awesome. Can I have the email to your media press coordinator so I can send the booking info? The obvious, like, here's the show. Here's where you call in. This is what we did. The actual official shit, and actually get like maybe exchange a phone number so I can talk to a real fucking person.
Yeah.
So I can send the booking info over, and may I also have your name, the person that responded, the mod, so as to keep the chain of follow-up content relevant. That way, when the email hits, folks won't be like, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Like, oh, he spoke with Jen. Jen, did this guy speak to you about some fucking Slacker American show? Or oh, yeah, he's cool, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's that stuff, no response.
Yeah, they saw
and you can tell they read
message.
it. Yeah, at 11:15 that night. First, they responded. Oh, it doesn't say when they responded. At what time?
Hover over it, over their picture.
Okay, so they
Saturday at 2:23 a.m. I think. Is that what that says?
no 2:12 p.m.
Or 2:12 p.m.
It was in the afternoon. So they kind of read it like. Actually, let me see what time mine was sent. Okay, I sent mine at 12 o'clock, and then they read it. No, I sent it at 12 in the morning, and then they read it 14 hours later. Which, okay, I can understand.
Yeah.
But then I give you a follow up immediately at 2 o'clock. And all I get sure. Okay, sure what?
Okay.
Sure, like this sure? You that sure? I know I'm not because I was working all day. You know, it's like, it's shit's just so annoying. But like I said, getting back with the mixed minus geek ass shit on this radio crap, like that's why we got set up so that when we do go and fucking contact these folks and so forth and so on, like that way. It's going to look good and sound good to them, dude.
Yeah.
Like you also found a way to send a video signal back to the guest.
Yeah.
Because before it wasn't. It was almost like how they do it on TV where like they have to put the smiley face on the fucking camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was no... They didn't see us.
Yeah. So now I found a little program that intercepts the video stream and sends it out to however many programs I want it to. So now the video stream that the viewers see goes straight to the video caller too. So
Now, what was happening? We had a program like this before, but like what the fuck happened with that shit? Like what was going on?
Yeah, we had Split Cam, and that program, the way it was coded, that like the programming, the way it was written, for some reason conflicted with OBS's programming. So
Does not compute.
So OBS would crash out whenever I tried to start streaming, start recording, or even go to the settings. So yeah, I was like, well, that doesn't work. And then I found this, I think it's KVY Cam.
KY?
No, KVY. It's better. It's got a V in it.
For vagina.
Vagina. But yeah, I think it's called KVY Cam, and it works fine because, well, we're streaming and it's running. So yeah. So now our audio and our video goes both out to the stream and to any video callers that happen to pop in.
I'm trying to do something real fast to get people.
Come on, people.
Google Hangout? Do they got a... Oh, someone does have a Google Hangout, but I don't know if it's the actual... No blue checks. I'm not fucking with that. I'm not tweeting that shit. At a no fucking check. Slacker Americana. Oh. Yeah, no, I better do it the way it is. I want people to fucking call this shit. See if it fucking works.
Call us. Do it. You got to do it.
Even though we'll probably attract the worst of the fucking worst. That's can only imagine.
Well, hey, if they think they're gonna call us and fuck with us, then we'll just fuck with them.
Yeah.
Because I'm occasionally really good with the witty comeback.
That didn't seem pretty quick and witty. You sure you're
I
up
wasn't coming back.
okay. Are you I was gonna say, you sure you're up
Like
for
I
it?
remember a couple of years ago.
You ready for this, Chief?
Like I remember a couple of years ago, somebody randomly fucking they've randomly messaged me and sent me a picture of shit in a toilet, saying it said "your" and then a picture of shit. And so my comeback was, and this was like right after they sent it, my comeback was, dude, why did you randomly message me? And why did you send me a selfie?
Oh, shit.
Fucking the dude just fucking blocked me. He was like, fuck. That was too good. Yeah, it was fucking hilarious.
I've had some good ones. Not so much of like burning people, but just those like dry, just slow burn type of like things. Where like for instance, like I was saying this at the old job, and it had the bitches cracking up. I just walk in and be like, man, it's so fucking cold out. I'll change your birth certificate for a moment. You know what I mean? And they would be like, oh my God, I just fucking got that. You know, I was like, oh, hey. But apparently the way I delivered it was what they enjoyed. Even though none of us are actual professional comedians here. So, you want to take a break?
Yeah. Don't know what we'll put on, but I guess I could look through my shit and see what I could put on.
Even if it's anything famous, dude, at this, but fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, put fucking Opeth on. You know? Fuck it. It's not like we're making any money on this.
True.
We're not
monetizing yet.
And they're not going to pull us down. They just fucking monetize it. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be helping fucking Opeth out. They just, what's a fucking Opeth? Opeth.
All right. Well, in that case, I need to open this.
Dude, I could just do
Yeah,
it.
I'll just put on the playlist I made of when I saw them at Radio City Music Hall, because that was
nice.
pretty awesome.
I have yet to watch that fucking DVD live from Royal Albert Hall. I have yet.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, I got it, and well, I got the deluxe edition. My brother gave it to me for my birthday, and like years ago, and I feel like an asshole because I listened to the audio, but I haven't actually watched the fucking DVD. So like, come on now, bitches. Come on, bitches. Come on. Fucking fire up fucking Spotify.
Do it, damn it.
Fuck. Dude, you want me to just go on fucking YouTube right now? I could just.
Nah.
He's like, don't want you doing that shit.
Hey. There's no need for that.
I would. I
Right,
can't wait.
there we go.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to get back to fucking. Yeah, fucking Sorceress is good. Yeah, bang that shit. Now what?
I'm trying to.
Bang that shit.
All right.
That's fucking dope as fuck. All right, we're gonna go get fucking cancer.
I'll be right back.
So, all right, you gonna fade us out here, buddy?
Yep. Alrighty, folks. We'll be back in 5-10.
We'll probably be.
somewhere around in
I was gonna say we'll probably be back before this song is done.
Maybe not this song, but maybe to the next song.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Opeth, Sorceress, and a bunch of other good, and then Ghost of Perdition after that. But we'll probably be done. All right, folks. See you in a bit.
Attack me from behind.
shelf who told she was the one. The hope into the room and said you had to live before you die young.
Faded
Yes. Open.
Oops, wrong screen again.
Wrong screen, man.
Darn it, I'm all thumbs tonight.
Yeah. Well, you wanted to keep this one up. Or you could do that one.
We'll go main for the moment.
We'll go. Hey. So you had something very important you wanted to tell the audience,
Yeah.
and I'm actually proud of you that you're having the courage to to speak about this, because I know you don't like to get personal about a lot of things. But I'm real proud of you, bud. So please, please
stop busting my balls there.
So please, please tell us.
All right. Well, people on YouTube and Facebook.
I thought you were coming out as gay.
No.
Oh, my bad.
Why would I do that?
Well, you said it was something important.
No, important related to this show.
My bad.
Look, just because I haven't had a girlfriend in a while doesn't mean I'm gay, okay?
Neither have I, bro. Neither have I.
Yeah. So
it happens.
But
what do you got, bud? Yeah.
So a lot of people, including YouTubers and people who run Facebook pages, think people who like our page and follow us on Facebook are going to see us in their news feed no matter what. YouTubers think, okay, well, if people subscribe and they ring that little bell, we'll show up in their subscriptions feed automatically. That's not true. They've made it more complicated, and it's fucking stupid.
No, it's for that money, dog. They want that spot. They want them sponsored posts.
Yeah. Well, Facebook does. YouTube. I don't know why YouTube made it so complicated, but so I'm going to show you in a second here.
Ready?
I'm going to go down here. Bring up our John here.
The John. The greatest word ever invented by Philly.
Good old Philly word. Okay, so I will bring up the main screen now. Okay, so now when you click subscribe, which I've already done,
might have to zoom in for him too.
Yeah, let me make it a little bigger so you can. Here, I'll just go to that. All right, so when you click the notifications, I forget how you do that. Well, I'll jump to the Facebook thing first. Here, hold on. Let me, because I gotta think about how the YouTube one works.
So YouTube is more than just the bell.
Yeah, I believe so. At least that's what the video I was watching showed. Let's see. I gotta go to
Facebook.
Okay, so shoot. I don't know if I can let me see if there's the view as thing. View as page visitor.
Boom. Alrighty. Yeah, we'll give a good zoom on there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so bring that on over to him and zoom on in.
When you gotta hover over following, and then
let's see if it's gonna get cut off.
Yeah. Here, let me just I'm just gonna kill our cam.
Trust a lot of people would probably like that. Bye.
We'll be back in a second. All right, so you'll see here. I already have it set proper. So what you want is if you want to like guarantee to always see us in your news feed, click see first, and our posts will always pop up at the top of your page. You can do this with any page you like,
but we prefer if you did it to ours.
When you do this with a page, what it'll do is it'll just put the page posts or from the pages you like above where your friend's stuff appears.
And every time you log in, like as soon as you log in or you check or you go and you check your feed, boom, there it is. You know what I mean? And it'll even tell you in a little title bar, because I've done this with a couple of pages where it's like you have selected to view these pages first.
Yeah. So
you can even do it with your friends.
First,
I think you can do it with your friends too.
And then you want to go here as well. Or you can do it the same way here. All right, so you want to click all posts so that no matter what, 'cause without that clicked, it'll randomly decide, okay, well, I'm going to throw this in your newsfeed. You want to click all posts. That way, boom, you're always going to see their posts. Every time they post something, every time we post something, it'll show up in your newsfeed.
Now, there is, like, you see that live video thing.
For the live videos, not that we do live videos on Facebook, but we may
Branch off in the future.
With OBS, we could stream to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time if we wanted to. So, just in case we ever decide to do that, you click all live posts. So whenever we go live, you'll definitely see it. And then just simply go down, click done, and boom. Now you'll get every time we post something on the page on Slacker Americana, you'll see it on your Facebook news feed. Now let me take us back to us so I can take a look at the YouTube thing and figure that out again. But it's at least good that they know how to do it on Facebook.
Yeah, because, I mean, a lot of our social posting comes from Facebook.
Yeah. Everything that we do on YouTube, we post about on Facebook anyway. So, I mean, if you miss it on YouTube, but you liked our Facebook page, you're still going to find out about it when you're on Facebook. Although if you're, using YouTube app on your cell phone, you might miss it. I forget. Maybe it was just click the bell, but I don't think that was it. I know there's a Glove and Boots video where they talk about this that they posted, so you can always go there. But I think maybe wait. Was it something? Settings? Maybe you have to go to your YouTube settings. Notifications.
No, that's going to be coming from YouTube itself. I think it was the bell. You hover over the bell, and then it might do something. There might be something along those lines. Something like that.
Yeah, because that's your personal notifications for shit on your account. Let me go back.
Yeah, I think. I mean, no matter what, ringing the bell will help because when you're tied in.
Yeah, because then at least if you have it us liked on YouTube and you have the cell phone app, it's gonna send you a thing on your cell phone app saying Slacker Americana has got went live or whatever. Or if you have Windows 10 and you can get notifications from websites, I think you'll also get the that notification. I'm trying to remember. I'm like half tempted to watch the Glove and Boots video again.
But I mean, there's
just go over on to if you're not seeing us in your subscription feed, go to the YouTube search and type Glove and Boots, and I think it's like their one of their most recent videos.
But like again, the big thing is definitely.
And also like Glove and Boots because those guys are fucking funny.
Yeah, I mean, again, the bigger thing too is the whole definitely ring that bell.
Yeah,
ring the bell.
Ring it. Ring it good.
And to subscribe. I mean, we're halfway there now, dude.
Yeah.
Halfway there to 100. Road to 100. We're trying to get 100 subs so we can not have a awful just randomly generated URL for the channel so that we could actually say youtube.com/Slacker Americana.
Yeah.
And all that good happy horse jazz. So
yeah. That would be great. I think it might be on their Facebook page actually.
The Glove and Boots.
Glove and Boots. Mario and Fafa.
Yeah, because I mean it's a challenge, dude. I mean, we definitely thank everyone that does come by and check this out, like wholeheartedly, seriously, because of the fact of look, there's so many different other options that you could be fucksing with out there, and you decide to pop by and check our shit out, which is great, But yeah, dude, I don't, if you want to find it later, you know what I mean, like that's, because you want me to edit this,
Well, yeah. Well, I'll probably just make another little video.
Yeah, once you figure this all out.
Yeah, once I know for 100% sure.
Yeah, I think we got it though with the whole ring the bell. Ring the bell. I don't hear no bell.
Ring it.
So yeah, it's still raining outside. It's gonna be fun. But let's see what's all happened since we got out of here, since we were last here. Well, Houston's under fucking water.
Yeah. Fucking crazy.
Like completely underwater still.
Yeah.
Still. So let me toss this to you. I kind of got into it with someone on Facebook where they were saying, why don't they just transport the water from Houston to California and Montana to fight the wildfires?
And how do they propose to do that?
That's the thing. Like
yeah, they could like they're using that 747 water tanker plane to drop water on. I suppose they could fly it down to Texas, pump water into that thing, but it's only so much at a time.
But also, like, isn't that just such a waste of like fuel for something like that? Like,
well, yeah, I mean, especially since they could, just fly to
the Pacific fucking ocean
or any nearby airfield and just fill the damn thing with water. Because I mean,
right, and well, because they were saying, well, because California does have a water problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with the but you have the Pacific Ocean is right there. And the other thing too is that like one of the things that they were talking about with Houston is because of all those chemical plants and refineries and the petroleum industry and all that. Do you really want that shit in the California fucking soil?
Yeah.
Do you want that? And also, this stuff is so toxic. What's to say that like that shit mixed with it's oil and water at that point? What's to say that shit doesn't hit the flame and just fucking go up like lighter fluid on a grill?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just exacerbate the problems again. And like you said, like okay, let's start with okay. I was really getting into like this person was really coming at me, and I wasn't being a dick. I really wasn't. I was just like, you don't want that toxic water in your ground. Okay, you don't want that getting into your aquifers and your groundwater system. Okay, 2, the logistics and manpower alone would be such a distraction from fixing the flood in Houston and putting the men and women out there on the fire lines to handle the wildfire situation.
Yeah, not to mention it would take time and effort away from
That's what I'm
dealing
saying.
with the fucking all the people that
Need the help.
are homeless
Right.
now because of the fucking floods and shit. Like it's like,
But so there's that logistics side of it too.
it's not.
Okay, now the fuel thing. All right, so if they do decide to send like a bunch of 747s or even C1, if they modify again, that would take time to modify a C-130.
Well, there's only one large water drop plane in the entire United States, and that's that 747 that's fighting the wildfires right now. That's the one.
We only have physically one.
Yeah, there's only been like a handful of those ever made.
So, yeah,
because that's not what the 747 was originally designed
well,
for.
and
These were specially converted to fight fires.
Well, and also just given the fact of like the tonnage of that fucking
like
of that water itself.
Yeah, they don't have normal 747 engines. They're like
they got the 130s on them probably.
They're probably the same engines that they have on the bigger like 777 because those things hold a lot more people, so they have a lot more power in the engines. And so like this isn't your normal like to convert another 747 would be A, you'd have to gut the plane. B, you'd have to fucking put different fucking engines on it. C, you'd have to change the fucking, like, you'd probably have to beef up the fucking landing gear. Then you'd have to fit water tanks in there and all the pumping systems. And fucking, not to mention adding the big fucking bay doors on the bottom of the fucking plane that open up to just drop
The Bombay
fucking-
doors, yeah.
like the shit tons of water all at once.
So even if we had, even if we had,
That's like months of work.
right, and they don't got months now. They need, they got hours at this point, right? In both locations, Montana and all over Cali, and 3 locations, all in Montana, all over Cali, and then down in Houston, Texas,
Yeah, in
Corpus
Texas.
Christi. So, but here's the thing: even if we did have like a B-52 style bomber fleet that's about ready to unleash over Dresden. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if we did have something like that, where there's just massive waves of these, okay, you're burning the fuel. Okay, well, let me take it back here. What was the thing that helped exacerbate these hurricanes and these storms and what's going on with our weather?
Climate change.
What has been a problem or one of the bigger culprits that we point to when it comes to climate change? Okay, combustible activity.
Yeah.
Petroleum-based combustible activity.
Yeah.
So you're just exacerbating the problem even more for a temporary solution. You're going to fly. Okay, like I said, if you had like so many sorties, okay, you know, you see the fucking the old war movies and videos where you see these guys in that wing formation, you know, that the triangle formation flying in. Okay, so they
I
all
think it's called Delta Formation. Or
Delta
something.
formation. Okay, so one, even if you flew Delta formation, like you said, they have to land and pump it. Okay,
Yeah.
so where are you gonna where are you landing all these fucking planes in a place that's under fucking water right now?
Yeah.
Okay. 2, you're burning all this jet fuel into the fucking atmosphere. That's gonna just cause more fucking climate change problems, which just causes more bigger, badder fucking storms.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, it's again my whole point. The parts per million that they were using for the amount of toxins that is in the Houston water. Do you want that in the California and the Montana soil right now?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
you
don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, and this woman that I was arguing with, that she was coming at me, and of course, like her and like a relative, and it was someone that was on my friends list. No more. I mean, I didn't pull the delete block move last message shit. I was just like, unfriend, done with your shit. You know, you're still gonna see my page. Fuck you, because you're gonna have fun only seeing public posts. And I wouldn't be, depending on how this segment goes, I would have no problem making this a fucking video highlight and dropping it on her fucking message and be like, get highlighted. Okay.
Yeah.
So the thing is like her and a relative were like, oh, funny how someone, you know, isn't it funny that when people who don't live here sit there and talk like they know what they're talking about? And then they're telling me
You living there doesn't mean you know what you're talking about.
right, and then on top of that, it's like that they sit there. It's like I didn't name call or get in on them until after they drew first blood. They drew first blood. They're saying, "Oh, you need to grow up, shut up, grow up," and I'm like, "All right, cunts." I dropped them. I went fucking nuclear war on them. And this person knows me too. And I get after that dropping the cunt bomb on them. I went right back into the fucking data. I'm like, you don't want this fucking water there, okay?
Yeah.
It sucks what's happening in fucking California. But you know what? A lot of it has to do with poor fucking planning when they build these fucking houses, okay, out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Wildfires used to fire off in fucking California all the time. And you know what? No one gave a shit because they didn't have their fucking house near it. But then all of a sudden, as people got sick of the sprawl of LA, San Diego, San Jose, Oakland, San Fran, and all that shit, they went into these fucking more wilderness areas in the mountains. I forget the name of that. I guess it is the Rockies, right?
Isn't it, no, well, isn't there like the San Bernardino Mountains too?
That too, yeah. Okay, so the reason why everyone's like, oh my God, is because there's more people living in these remote areas that weren't living there before.
Yeah.
When you do that, you affect water runoff, which affects the groundwater, which affects the soil saturation, so that even in dry seasons, these things are so crisp and worse than my fucking hair because I don't use conditioner, and you just flick a spent fucking match with no flame on it into that shit, and you're lighting up 1,000,000 acres.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the other thing. Because people have moved into these wooded areas, now it makes it harder for, like, what they used to do with wildfires in these wilderness areas is
Control burns.
they'd fucking go. They'd be like, all right, the fire is fucking a mile away in that direction. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring a bunch of guys in. We're gonna fucking cut fucking 100 feet of trees down.
The trench lines. Yeah,
We're
fire
gonna
trench
We're
lines.
gonna make a trench line, and then we're gonna backburn this motherfucker so that it's not gonna have any way to come back this way.
Now they sat
Now
there.
there's people's houses
And you can't
in that
backburn.
area, and it's like, full fuck, we can't back. If we backburn, what are these people gonna fucking sue us because our backburn burned down to their fucking
Right,
house?
now her retort is that, well, you ever hear of this thing called the wind, and the backburns haven't worked, and it's like, yeah, the
if
wind,
backburns didn't work, they wouldn't have been using them for years.
right?
They're
They're probably doing
because what they did is they'd cut the fire line and then they backburn and they'd fucking spray these trees with big fucking fire hoses to make sure these trees got nice and wet.
right, and the thing is, it's like I'm pretty sure they're doing that exactly what you're describing.
Yeah,
out
they're
there
just
right
having
now.
to do it in a much further away spot than they used to.
Right, and well, even then with these current fires, even the Montana fires, because like, well, why are these fires happening in Montana too? Like that's fucking weird, dude.
Climate change.
I never heard of this shit happening in Montana.
Yeah, as well. It's because fucking some places are fucking getting less weather and other places are getting more extreme weather. It's because that's what climate, like, a lot of people like to think climate change is entire, like, everywhere. And it's like, well, yeah, it is everywhere, but it's not the same change to everywhere. Like,
So-
wetter places might become drier and drier places might become wetter, and places that used to get heavy storms might not get heavy storms anymore, and now other places that didn't, they used to get like, oh, we get a hurricane, but it's only a category 2 or 3, so whatever. Now those places are getting category 4s and 5s.
Dude,
like,
we have a 5 churning off the fucking Atlantic coast right now. That is 185 miles per hour. The fastest spinning cane that the Atlantic has ever had.
yeah, it's basically
And
a
it's-
gigantic fucking Cat 5 tornado.
And it's still out there. It hasn't hit land. So that means, like you were telling me before the show, dude, that like they may have to call this fucker a 6.
Yeah,
Which has never happened.
yeah.
Could you imagine
that was a theoretical hurricane category. Like, it was like, well, we've never had a hurricane like this, but they could feasibly get to this power,
Dude,
but we don't think they ever will.
Can you imagine
and
what
now there's a fucking danger.
possibility of it happening? Dude, can you imagine if there's a 200-mile-per-hour fucking hurricane?
Yeah, like they call a Cat 5 or a Cat 5 tornado. They call that the finger of God.
Oh, the F5s.
Yeah, the
Finger
F5s.
of God.
Yeah, the finger of God. This is like the fist of God. Like, I'm just going to smash all of this stuff off the face of the earth.
It's going to fist fuck Florida and the East Coast, dude.
Like if it got to a Cat 6 and it fucking came at Florida right, it could fucking wipe out cities,
towns,
from coast to coast.
right? And I'll get back to the hurricane shit, but more on this fire shit and with this flood shit. It was just like, the arrogance that this woman was trying to pass off as intelligence, both her and her fucking relative. And I know these people, and I'm going to keep their fucking name quiet for a second for this time. But it's like, she sat there, she's like, do you have any education in this? I do. I have a business degree with a focus on environmental protection. The fuck is that even supposed to mean?
Yeah, like...
Wait, business?
Are you a meteorologist? Are you a climate scientist?
Are you a fucking
No.
Are you a fucking firefighter? Shut your face. Like, have you been out there? Are you out there with your axe? You know what I mean? Like
you don't know shit about fucking wildfires and shit because you're not a person who's got
she's
fucking
moved. She's not hasn't lived there for.
scientific
And the thing is like she moved there maybe 5 years ago total. And then all of a
I've
sudden,
lived here for 5 years, so I automatically know about wildfires. And it's like, no, you don't.
no,
Like,
you don't know
you
shit.
don't know more than the people who are trying to fight it.
Right, and the thing is like, and I kept saying of like, look, I fear for y'all, because I think she's in that Van Nuys area, which is in like the deserty area, which is getting a fire. You know what I mean? Like the desert is having these fucking fires. You know what I mean? Like, which is crazy. And it's like I do feel for y'all, but it's like this is just I'm sorry, but this is just not a logical idea. There's no logic behind your idea right now. That's not saying the bitch is dumb. Okay.
Speaking of logic, it's not logistically feasible.
Exactly. Right.
Like-
and the thing was, is I kept saying, like, look, this just sounds like it's Bill Maher had this joke. Okay. And I used this. But Bill Maher had this joke when he was making fun of Trump about the whole border wall, because it sounds like the drunk guy at the end of the bar at the end of the night with an oversimplified.
Why don't we just get the big plane to go down to Texas and scoop up the water and drop it on the wildfire?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, Barney Gumble, it doesn't fucking work like that.
And you're flagged for the night.
Why doesn't it work like that?
You know, like, again,
dude, you're fucking drunk.
Again, it sucks.
You don't know what you're talking
You know,
about.
like, it sucks. And the thing is like we have to take what's been used before to handle what's going on right now, because we obviously can't go out and fucking, you know, invent the next tech that, like, you know, the special synthetic fucking foam that we shoot on everything that helps. We're not there yet. But the thing is we also have to sit there and start thinking about what to do in the future, which is better, especially in California, better planning. Okay, better usage of collecting the rain and water runoff so that they don't have these drought issues in California. Also, you need to tell the CEO of Nestle, you don't own the fucking water, cocksucker. Okay? One thing that she tried to sit there and say to me was, one of the things that she tried to sit there and say to me was like, you know, well, you know, do you sit there whenever there's a massive flood, do you go and break open dams and reservoirs? Guess what? In Texas, they did. And they had to, because they was going to, the dam and the reservoir in Houston could not handle the fucking pressure from the 15 to 20 additional trillion gallons of water that was dumped into it. There was going to be
You have to open the floodgates.
You have
or
to,
else the dam's going to burst, and then it's going to be worse than if they just open the floodgates.
right? Because then you have to repair the dam, and
Well,
then you lose that reservoir water. And it is what it, you know what I mean? It just compounds. So the thing was, it's like she sits there and she had such, and like I said, I know this person. So she sat there and then all of a sudden she starts going in on me, like on personal shit. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? This is obviously how you fucking felt about me for this time. So goodbye. Goodbye. You can't sit there and have a civil conversation about, you presented an idea. I presented you fucking reality and logic. And just common fucking sense. Her common sense would say, just go take all that water that's going to recede and fucking pollute the ground anyway. It is. Oh, it sucks. But to sit there and take a toxic soup from fucking Houston and dump it into California just creates more fucking problems.
Yeah.
Like
The smarter solution, like, is
what they've been fucking doing. Bring this shit over. Oh,
Yeah,
I can't.
this is something that the
I'm gonna
Russians
highlight
made.
this bitch, dude.
This is something the Russians made to fight, like, serious fires. Like, this thing was originally designed to put out oil well fires. If it could put out an oil well fire, it could put out any fucking kind of fire. This thing is, all right, they took an army tank.
You want to bring our cam back? Man?
Well,
Fuck it.
yeah, this thing is an army tank that they took two MiG fighter jet engines and mounted them on there. And then there's these nozzles that spray water into the thrust of the fucking jet engines. This thing is fucking like the fucking fire
I got the
fighting
up if you want.
cannon.
Yeah, I got the volume up if you want to.
Oh, it's all in Russian, so. Well, I guess for the sound of it, but yeah, like, see, they have regular hoses going on it, and that fire is just like regular hoses. This I ain't stopping.
That sounds German. Holy shit!
Yeah, it is a fucking fighting monster.
Dude, they have flight helmets on.
Yeah, like, look how fast it put that fire before was like, I ain't going out. Now it's like, all right, I'm done.
Dude, that would disintegrate a human.
Oh yeah, if you have somebody stepping in front of that, they would have
They would have a bad time. They would have a very bad time.
Not gonna have a good time.
Not a good time. That would
But,
just
yeah.
disintegrate a fucking human, dude. I
Like-
can imagine how fast I could clean and power wash the fucking
Now think
deck.
Now, I think if we just went and said, all right, look, we're going to buy 10 of those things to fight wildfires out west.
Game over.
You could throw them on a C5 Galaxy. A fucking C5 Galaxy can carry probably fucking 6 of those things at a time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, fucking, we need them in fucking California. Okay, we'll fucking throw them on a C5 Galaxy. We fucking fly them out there. We land them. Fucking, and boom. Fucking.
Game over. Fire over.
Fucking fire. Put out the fire. And then, oh shit, there's a wildfire in Montana. Okay, we'll fucking throw them back on the fucking C5 Galaxy. Fucking fly them up to Montana. Fucking put the fire out. Like, those are what we should be using to fight wildfires.
Not
because those things are
flying
fucking
to
insane.
Houston and fucking again the drunk guy at the end of the bar at the end of the night solution. What Bill Maher's joke is that like the whole wall with Mexico it sounds like the drunk guy at the end of the bar. It's like, you know what we're gonna do with the illegals? We're gonna build a wall and Mexico gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? Like it's just such a
No, they didn't come up with that part first. We're gonna build a wall and we're gonna keep them out. How are we gonna pay for the wall? We'll make the Mexicans pay for it.
Yeah,
they fucking beaners. They can fucking stay on their side of the wall.
Seriously, dude.
Like,
seriously, like
it just doesn't fucking make any sense.
But it was just I'm sorry, but it did fucking quote unquote trigger me on that shit. Where it was just like, I just went in there and said, look, apply some logic to it. I mean, if you want to spend some brain power on this shit, I'm all about it. But like your first idea, like back to the fucking drawing board. It doesn't mean you're dumb. It doesn't mean you're an idiot. You just didn't think this fucking
Even smart
through.
people come up with dumb ideas.
You know, and it was because you just gave an emotional fucking response because you're seeing this fucking catastrophe
you're
happening
thinking
around.
with the emotional part of your brain, not the fucking logic part of your brain.
Right, and the thing is I get it, okay? I totally get it because there's this natural catastrophe happening around you right now.
Yeah.
You know, but everyone's paying attention to Houston. You know, but understandably because look, you know, y'all always have fires. I mean, hey, it's summer in California. When's the fire start? You know what I mean? Like it's kind of fucking known. All right, Houston is underwater.
Yeah,
we technically could lose an American city. Like in a sense, like there's New Orleans still isn't fully rebuilt.
Yeah,
it's been gentrified like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the poor people got fucked. Okay, there's still New Orleans residents living in fucking Houston when they were pulled out of fucking the city after Katrina happened. Yeah. They're still displaced. You know what I mean? And as this climate change shit happens, we're going to have fucking weather catastrophe refugees within our own goddamn country. Okay? And I'm sorry, spending a shit ton of fucking fuel to fly your fucking plane, which you just informed me, we only have one.
Yeah.
What are you going? And one of hers, well, you know, we use the railroads to bring beef and people and mail and paper and blah blah. Okay, so we're gonna clog the rail system up to have all these tanker cars.
Right. So all West Coast shipping commerce has to fucking cease,
which is stupid because what brings all of us our fucking goods from China? The port of Los Angeles.
Yeah, because. Like, that's going to, so let's affect the whole country's economy. I mean, yes, it would take us time to get these turbine fucking powered fire fucking fighting motherfucking behemoth tank things. But Russia has several of those. We could go, hey, Russia, look, we want to rent your fucking tanks until your company that makes them can get us ours. You know. We'll send a C5 Galaxy. And if something comes up and you need them back, we'll fucking we'll get them back to you. Like they're coming back to you one way or another. You know that would be the smarter way than fucking trying to fucking.
Hey, it would be a way to improve fucking relations with them. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's a way to sit there and trade some coin, and maybe everyone calms down and they don't try and keep hacking and fucking compromising our democracy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe there's a better way to go about this when it comes to that type of shit. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like there's so many positive solutions that can come out of here instead of just putting out a fucking emotional filled post on Facebook about, oh my God, we're on fire and no one gives a shit about us. People do give a shit about you, okay? Like fuck off, man. Like it's just
It's not like, oh, those Montanans are fucking, Montana's on fire. Fuck Montana. Yeah, I'm glad that shit's happening. No, nobody's out there fucking doing that.
no. And
Nobody's like, oh, Montana's on fire. Oh, we'll fucking.
And the same
who
and the same
cares?
with fucking California too. Like no one's sitting there saying fuck Cali. Like
Yeah.
like honestly, for fuck's sake, man. Like.
Yeah. Like,
That's just like and then again for her to then all of a sudden like she went in on personal shit about my fucking life because we had known each other for quite a bit now. At this point right now, aside from maybe making a highlight and then just dumping it into her message box with a hashtag get highlighted, I don't know this person anymore. In my opinion, you're completely cut the fuck off. You know, because one, it's like I'm gonna be that petty, and it's like I haven't seen her fucking like the page. I haven't seen her promote it. I haven't seen her come into the chat room for this fucking show. You know, and then you're gonna fucking dig on me with that. Fuck you.
yeah, it's like,
Fuck you. You know, like seriously.
well,
And just over, and again,
it's just over the fact that she brought up, she veered off of the
Right.
topic
Now,
to
granted-
bring up personal shit to fucking bash you. That's a fucking dick.
no, like I said, now granted, I did.
Anybody who does that,
I did
is
drop a
dick.
C-bomb on her. You know what I mean? I
Well,
did.
yeah, but you didn't fucking go and say like, "Oh, remember when you did?" You didn't fucking dig into her personal fucking.
Well, and that's the thing. I
past.
don't have anything. She never did anything ill, nor do I had an ill thought about her or her behavior until this fucking point.
Yeah.
Ever. I had, actually, when there was a situation between her and another friend of mine, I had her back.
Well,
back.
that makes what she did even worse because like you've taken her, been like behind her before, like backing up her argument or whatever, and then she's gonna fucking, oh well, I can't counter this fucking
this logic.
this logic,
This
so
straight,
I'm just gonna
hardcore
fucking
logic.
go straight for the fucking
For the
make
balls.
it personal,
Yeah,
and fucking
yeah.
bash you about something from the past. It's like fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, just because your idea just got, someone came by, and was like, you might want to think about this. This isn't logical. This isn't a logical thing to be wasting your time and energy on.
Yeah.
And which is one thing for us to sit there and say because the show is called Slacker Americana.
Hey, being a slacker doesn't mean you're stupid.
Right. So I mean, look, the Houston thing, like, holy shit, dude. Like getting back to that. So here's the chop point for the edit. But like fucking Houston, dude, like, and now Irma is coming up the fucking Atlantic and that shit with the 185. Like I called my dad on the way over here. I'm like, yo, what are you guys gonna do? He's like, we're fucking good. I got propane, I got charcoal, I got firewood in the garage and in the house.
I don't know. I think people should be getting out of Florida because I mean, even the governor. saw something earlier. The governor. There are no all tolls are
He's
they're
basically
all free.
There's
All toll roads in Florida are free now, because of this hurricane. That's the government basically saying, look, we don't care if you're poor and it could cost you too much to just get in your fucking car and leave. Like,
well, see, the crazy.
that's their hint to get the fuck out.
But
of
the crazy
Dodge.
thing is, though, is that like, see, the mass evacuations, like, it's so odd and it's weird for the sake that, yes, you need to get fuck property.
Yeah, property could be replaced.
People
you have
can't.
one life.
Right, and now it's understandable. Like, okay, when you see this thing coming and you know where it's coming, at least have an idea via NOAA and all that shit of where it's going to be going at. You want to get people out of the way of the coming danger. However, what's happened, and it did happen in Houston with some other hurricanes and other mass weather events, is that people actually died during the evacuation because it was just so fucking shitty and people were trapped on the roadways.
Well, I
Because
think that's why the governor opened up every possible avenue to get out. It's like, just get out. Like, if that road is fucking full, or just take another road. All the roads are free. There's fucking highways all up and down the fucking Florida peninsula.
I'm looking at a live path update right now, and okay, this motherfucker looks like, so far, it looks like Miami. Well, first off, anything from fucking
Cuba's getting fucked up.
anything from Cuba, Hispaniola, the Keys, the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and
Looks like the Virgin Islands.
Virgin
too.
Islands and all that. Like, you're done, son. You're fucking like when I was on the phone with my pop, he was saying that like they showed some footage from St. Martin and they getting fucking wet. They're getting the shit. It's starting to hit them. It's starting to hit land. But this whole time, this cocksucker, this bitch has been in the fucking warm ass Atlantic Ocean. Why the ocean is this fucking warm too? Climate change. You know, like so. Look, I call now. Here's what
these things are driven by ocean temperature.
Can you Google image search for me real fast? And can we bring this up? Because I'm kind of worried about something. Now, my folks live in Hillsborough County, which is pretty much St. Pete's, Clearwater, Tampa, Florida, and all that. They moved down there in 2010. Just Google image. Unless you want to do a live track. There might be audio.
But just keeps the channel quiet.
That's true. YouTube. So, oh wow, they showed a plane going over it. Why is he drawing swastikas? What the fuck? So they've got this fucker at 180 miles per hour in the wind gust of 220 miles per hour.
Yes, that's Formula One car speed. Actually, that's NASCAR speed.
It's 60. The hurricane winds are 60 miles. Now, what it is if y'all can tell, if you were to cut the thing into quarters, right, like a clock, imagine it like a clock.
Yeah.
The worst part is between 10 and 11:30. Okay, I own that last graphic. See, that's okay. See at the very end, the last four. That's what I'm afraid of. Because here's the story with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay in like 500 some fucking years and shit, right? Okay, Miami's fucked. Say goodbye to Miami. Miami's done, dude.
I think they're trying to say that it'll be a Category 4 by then.
It's still a Category 4, dude.
Yeah,
it's still a fuck. You know, now this is what they're thinking. Like
that's what hit Texas was a Cat 4, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now that's
these are the most
spaghetti
possible.
Strings. Yeah, those are
tracks.
those are the spaghetti strings, as they call them. Now
the one thing that sucks about meteorology is they're only at best 40%
right. So the thing is now like I said, if you were to cut the hurricane into a clock, you got to think of the shit that's like 9:30 to 11:30. That's the worst part of the storm with the wind because that's how it's circulating.
Yeah, the Coriolis effect.
Yeah, that's how it circulates on you. And of course that eye wall, the eye wall that is in that same sector that I described, that clock sector, that time frame, that's the worst part of the storm. That's where they got the 180, 185 number. But even then, there's 220 mile per hour gusts in that shit. Now here's the thing about Tampa. See, I'm scared of that. I'm freaking the fuck out now, dude. I'm really freaking the fuck out. And it's moving 15 miles per hour. That's fucking fast for a fucking storm. Which could be a good thing and a bad thing, because if it moves fast enough, it can knock, it could hit the land, start losing its. But see, that's the thing. There's one path that projection that they're showing, at least if we're going by this graphic, dude, it's not touching land. It's gonna do it. It's gonna stay in the ocean the whole time. And it's hitting the Gulf and the fucking Caribbean, fucking warm water.
That right there, that is the best possible outcome.
Yeah.
Right there. It bounces off these islands and just fucking go ahead.
Well, it's going to fuck us.
Well, it'll fuck South Carolina and North Carolina.
Yeah, but it could be if it does that, and if the waters are doing what everyone is saying and how it just intensifying these storms because they're unseasonably warm right now.
Remember, as it goes north, it will be moving over cooler and cooler water.
This time of year, you've been in the Jersey Shore in August? It's warm, bro.
Yeah, but it's not
Gulf, Caribbean.
It's
warm.
not Caribbean warm.
Right.
It's not. It's probably like 95, 100 degrees down there. It's fucking.
Well, not that hot. I mean, at least in good 80s.
It's near the equator.
Yeah,
I mean, it's.
But the thing that's scary. Here's the thing about Tampa, at least as far as what I was told was, the way that Tampa Bay is set up and where its position is with the Gulf of Mexico and all that stuff is that it acted like it's acted like a natural barrier from hurricanes. Like because of where the city is located. You see how it like would bounce off and then just like Katrina, you know what I mean? Like Katrina like went through the Florida Dick and then all of a sudden just found its way to fucking New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? I wonder and worry about fucking Tampa, dude. I think Tampa is going to with some of these track models, dude, Tampa is going to get fucked. Like Miami we know is fucked. Cuba we know is fucked. All of Hispaniola and Haiti and Dominican Republic and all them, the Virgin Islands, they're fucked. They're all just fucked. I mean, we know this. But I say this, and it's not because of fuck Miami and fuck these other places, and because my family's in Tampa. I got my younger brother, my aunt, my fucking uncle, and all them are down there. But my father's cavalier spirit, like he's gonna ride it out. He's talking about riding it out.
Yeah, it probably shouldn't.
I mean, he said, "Oh, we'll let you know if we got a bug out and blah blah. We'll be up north." And I'm like, "If you're waiting now, dude,
don't wait till the last minute. Get the hell out of Dodge before it even shows up.
I mean, just load up a couple of the guns, load up the cats, and get the fuck out of there, dude. Like, fuck it, fuck the bike, fuck the boat, fuck the trucks, fuck the. I mean, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. But dude, I'm not trying to fucking bury all motherfuckers now. Best case scenario,
you just have to fucking go back home. Yeah, you know, like worst case scenario, you went to fucking Georgia or fucking South Carolina for a couple of days, and you're just gonna go home because nothing happened, you know. But it's better to be in fucking Georgia or South Carolina.
While that shit's in the Gulf of Mexico.
If that shit fucking does come through and fucking wipe your town off the map,
you know.
Because like I watched a fucking hour and a half fucking feed. From a storm chaser in Texas when the
ship popped,
when he was in Rockland, Texas, and
was that the one where the fucking car wash just completely disintegrated around him or whatever?
It was just slowly disintegrating around him.
Holy shit,
yeah, dude, that shit was fucking intense, and just fucking rain is going sideways, and fucking like it was just fucking insane, and like these guys were fucking huddling in a fucking. Car wash, a self-serve car wash thing, because if they'd fucking pulled out of there in their car, they probably would have fucking got blown over and rolled down the street. Like there was no way for them to get out, and all they could do was sit there and watch their fucking weather radar things that they have in their car.
Oh, their instruments.
That tells them the wind speed and shit, and like it was 140 mile an hour winds just fucking right outside. The wind was so fast that it was actually calm inside of the car wash bay because the wind was traveling lengthways.
Okay.
So it was just blowing right by the front and the back. And so fucking there was just like, it was like, imagine a cloud just gets turned on its side and is raining sideways, and that's what it looked like. And that was 140 mile an hour wind. I can only imagine what it's like where the fucking 220 mile an hour wind bursts are happening in the storm right now. That's got to be insane.
Dude, I heard Kurt Metzger, who's a comic. Dude, I don't know about you, but I am not a fan of this new YouTube format.
What do you mean?
The YouTube layout. I'm not a fan.
It's not that much different than it was.
Yeah, but you used to be able to go under your profile and then like click the John to get right to Gmail, and now you fucking can't. Like,
and now it signed you into my Gmail.
Right, you know what I mean? But honest, like I said, dude, like, well, what Kurt Metzger was saying, and he said it on a podcast on Race Wars, which was I mentioned him earlier in the show when I was talking about Opie, but he had said on his show, because they were talking about, he made a great point about global warming and global climate change, whatever you want to call it. Basically, us fucking this shit up, okay?
Yeah.
He said, you know, everyone's freak, you know, with Trump getting elected, oh my God, you know, there goes science and environmental protection and blah, 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 blah. What about the grandkids? And he was like, at this point, you fucked the grandkids, because if we were going to do anything, we should have done it 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We really should have done it 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what we could do at this point that could stop this. It's basically like
It would take a Herculean effort, because.
But even then, how do you reverse the damage though? Like you can only change what we're doing and to lessen the damage that we're causing. But you can't go and put ice back in the fucking polar ice caps. You know what I mean? Like you can't.
That shit built up for millions of years.
Right. You know, and like you can't just go and put that shit back. You can't. You can't just sit there and where are you going to go get the soil and the sand to go and fix beach erosion shit? Where are you you know what I mean? Like you're going to send what, like we said earlier about wasting all that fuel flying to Florida to Houston or get the fucking water from there. Okay, you're going to burn all that diesel in them fucking earth mover fucking Caterpillar trucks, which is going to send more bullshit into the air. Like it's seriously like he said it, like we should have done something 15 to 20 years ago. We're 15 to 20 years past the point, you know. And what I said to someone earlier about this was basically it's like someone with diabetes. Now you got to cut the foot off. You ain't getting that foot back. It's done. That's it. The foot is coming off. You couldn't stop eating fucking ho-hos and fucking M&Ms, motherfucker, and chocolate donuts. You know what I mean? Now we got to take your foot off. Now we got to cut your foot off. You know, and once that happens, once you get
and one of the worst parts is there are a few solutions we could try, like stratospheric aerosol injection, which is the
cloud seeding, right?
Well, they spray they spray like tiny little metal particulates into the stratosphere, and what it does is it mixes with clouds, and then those clouds can now reflect more sunlight back off the clouds up into space.
Oh, okay. So
they act kind of like as it prevents it. The idea is to prevent more, try and reduce the amount of solar radiation that hits the Earth, because that's what's warming us up. Is because what happens is, like, the carbon dioxide is in the upper atmosphere. The sunlight comes through it, and then it bounces off of the Earth itself, and then goes back up, and it heats the atmosphere. But the carbon dioxide traps the light more, resulting in more atmospheric warming.
okay.
So the idea is to,
Reflect it before it gets down here.
Yes,
to us.
reflect it before it gets down here. Reflect it while it's up there, so it doesn't get down here and then heat up our atmosphere more.
Well, and again, because
But then you have these dumb fucking chemtrailers who are like, oh, see, it's they're trying to... No, it's like, dude, they're fucking trying to fucking prevent us from fucking... Frying in the fucking
in a greenhouse
future.
effect. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to fucking reduce the long-term effects that we're going to face if we don't do something.
But it's also something too. I was actually having a long ass conversation about this, and
do you want constant 100-degree summers in fucking Pennsylvania and New York and fucking Connecticut? No, you want nice fucking cool 85-degree summers? Well, then we're gonna have to do something.
Well, and that's the thing is, it's a good idea. It's an interesting idea, but we got to change as a society. That's flat out. Like one of the things I was talking to my roommate about yesterday, like, because we had a nice long conversation, after he had a couple drinks down at the bar, and I posed to him Adam Curtis's fucking question. Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap up soon. I wanted to talk about DACA, but briefly on that, he's a fucking asshole. It's the dumbest fucking thing you could ever fucking do. The Dreamers Act. He's kicking all the kids out. Yeah. Real briefly on that, he failed the healthcare thing. His ratings are so fucking low. North Korea is punking us right now. Okay, they're absolutely punking us. Russia is punking the shit out of us. This dude has been taking L after L after L after L, and he needs a win. So what does he do? He goes and picks on these fucking kids. Fucking asshole. For every dollar that they fucking spend, it generates $11 in the economy. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna put, and they work. They can't be here unless they're working. Like they're permitted. They're technically documented because they have work permits.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's a fucking asshole. But anyway, the thing is I posed it not at my roommate Eric from Ketosis, but rhetorically speaking, was Adam Curtis's question. Do you really want change, or do you want society and commerce to operate in your political flavor? Okay, like this is a good idea, but I think it's so people can be like, oh well, keep spraying the shit in the cloud so I can drive my H2 Hummer to work by myself. That shit has to fucking stop.
Yeah, like fucking, like even if you have a family, okay, you don't need a fucking SUV. Nobody needs a fucking SUV.
Suburban assault vehicle.
Unless it's like for weekends during the summer, you want to go off-roading. Yeah, fucking buy a truck. You're going to need to haul a boat. Buy a truck. You need to haul you work in fucking construction. You need to haul a trailer for fucking lawnmowers because you're a fucking landscaper. Yeah, buy a truck. If you're a fucking soccer mom, you don't need a fucking Chevy Suburban, okay?
Get the wagon.
Fucking
get the wagons.
Station wagons. Like, here's the fucking stupid thing, okay? SUVs aren't as safe as people think they are.
No, they roll over so fucking easily.
A station wagon, it gets a higher crash test rating than a fucking Suburban does.
Because of the lower center of gravity.
Yeah. If a fucking Suburban and a fucking Mercedes-Benz fucking E500 fucking station wagon collide, guess who's going to fucking come out of that accident in better shape? The people in the fucking station wagon. You want to fucking protect your kids with a fucking car? Get a fucking station wagon. This country used to fucking... we used to have, like... used to go out and about, you'd see 4 different kinds of cars. Convertibles, coupes, sedans, and fucking station wagons. Unless you were in farm country, in which then you saw guys with fucking pickup trucks. Yeah. Like, people didn't just, I'm going to buy a pickup. I don't ever haul anything in it, but I'm going to buy a fucking Ford F-150. If you do that, sorry, you're an asshole.
You are.
You're just an asshole. You bought this truck that's meant for hauling shit and doing work, but you work in a fucking office and you've never fucking even thrown a fucking single sheet of fucking plywood in the back. Guess what?
Or gone down to the Up Marion fucking compost and loaded up for a garden or anything like that.
Yeah,
you never done anything like you don't even have a garden, cocksucker. You rent an apartment. You know what I mean?
I need it to haul my motorcycle. Guess what, dick? A fucking Mercedes-Benz E500 station wagon can haul a motorcycle trailer. You don't need a fucking SUV for that.
Well, and even then, like, let's also...
At most, you're hauling, what, 2,000 pounds? Fucking station wagons can haul like 3,000 pounds.
Right, and I mean, what trailer, maybe 500? If that?
We'll say like 750, 800 pounds.
It'll max it. It would probably close to max it.
Between a big-ass Harley and a trailer... Yeah, you're getting close to the max of a station wagon. But the fact is you can tow it with a fucking station wagon.
Well, and it's all, but it also too, like I said.
And why the fuck are you towing a motorcycle?
Exactly,
anyway?
that too. Yeah, I was about to say, like, why are you ride the motherfucker? That's why you got it.
I'm gonna tow it to Sturgis, and it's like, no, just ride the fucking bike there, like real fucking bike enthusiasts do. It doesn't matter if they live in PA. There's fucking people in PA who ride all the way out to fucking Sturgis.
Yeah, I mean,
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles.
But because you want to sit there and you want to live that life of like some kind of phony fucking rebel.
I'm gonna trailer it till I get to the hotel, and then I'm gonna act like I rode it to Sturgis when I get
roll around in the fucking dirt and get dusty and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna pretend I rode all the way. And it's like, no,
fucking cunts, man. But this is the bigger thing is also like even take the step back of just like, look, if you take the city of Philadelphia, okay, where I live at. I don't live downtown. I live out in one of the quote unquote suburban neighborhoods. It's still a part of Philly. Philly is still my city hall is Philly and all that shit. My mayor, I got Mayor Kenny and all that stuff. Our mayor.
Well, you live in the city, but not the metropolitan, like
right.
the metropolis part of the city.
They would call it a suburb technically.
Metropolitan, yeah,
yeah. It would still. It's part of the sprawl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but it's not like downtown fucking where there's skyscrapers.
But but the thing is, okay, even for the people that are downtown, there's motherfucker. Why do you own a car? Why do you own a car? Why do you own a car?
I mean, unless you fucking like I gotta understand, like, if you live in the city and you fucking work somewhere
that does not have public transit,
doesn't go to. Like,
okay.
You work in Delaware, in fucking southern Delaware. I mean, yeah, theoretically, you could take SEPTA to the border of Delaware and then get
Well, you take
transfer to Delco transportation.
Well, no, it would be Amtrak. Honestly, it would just be an Amtrak run.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But see,
like, there are people who live in a city and then they have to travel somewhere,
right?
That they can't
But then
get
again,
to
but that's the thing is that like
public
this is where Adam Curtis, where his whole thing was, is that do you want change or do you want society just to operate in your personal political flavor?
Yeah.
Because if you really want change, you have to give something up. That's what change is. Giving yourself up to something bigger. Giving something up, that's change. When people are drug addicts and they give that up to then go to church every Sunday, they're giving that. If it is the higher power thing, if it works for them, fine. But they're giving that, or if they find another activity, maybe it's artistic, maybe it's meetings, they're giving up the drugs for something bigger and greater than them, which is the rehabilitation process and the rehab process. That's what change is.
Yeah.
And we can't sit there and keep bullshitting ourselves on this whole thing of like, oh, we're doing something. We're not doing anything. We're not doing anything to fix these problems. And this is where it comes back with Kurt Metzger's comment that I hate this. I hate sounding pessimistic, and I don't want to on the show. But I really do think we're fucked. I really do think this is it.
We're fucked unless people fucking smarten up. Like,
yeah, but dude, this is the diabetic that already lost a couple toes. Like the foot is coming off.
Here's the thing. All right, people think, oh, well, electric cars are coming. Electric cars aren't there yet. They aren't there yet.
Yeah, Tesla's not there yet. And even then, how the power grid
Tesla is leading the pack, and even they're not there yet. Like,
and
it's
also
not viable.
And also, like, he has the cars and they're out there. We see them on the road. But how are they getting charged? They're plugging into our power grid, which is still ran off of a combustible system. We're still firing more oil and coal plants than we do the nukes. We still have a very disproportionate ratio of those type of combustible plant versus the quote unquote clean energy.
But what we need to do
is
we need
fucking solar run out.
Yeah, we need to go with solar, wind. Those should be our primary sources of power.
We can do nukes. I know for
enough solar radiation hits the surface of the Earth in one day to power all of the planet for a fucking year. Think about that. That's if everybody had electric cars and fucking everything. A fucking year worth of electricity hits the surface of the Earth, via solar radiation in an hour to power the whole year. And fucking, yes, we have fucking fusion fucking reactors coming, but that's still 10, 15, 20 years away.
And if we're even around by then, man.
The battery technology isn't there.
That's the big one,
So what you need to do is you need to everybody needs to go, okay, fuck these SUVs. They're if you don't need an SUV, you're just burning extra gas for no good reason.
Yeah.
Get a fucking station wagon. They're fucking station wagons are still huge in Europe and Australia and shit, and fucking they just don't sell them here because we don't buy them. Right. That's why there's only the fucking Subaru Impreza wagon and the Outback and fucking a handful of fucking wagons that are available in the United States. Every car company used to sell fucking wagons here. Some of them even sold multiple models with wagons. Like you used to be able to get a Civic wagon, a fucking Accord wagon.
Oh yeah.
You can't get those anymore because they don't sell them here. They still sell them in Japan. They still sell them in Europe. They still sell them in fucking Australia. They still sell them everywhere else but here, because for some reason everybody here seems to think, oh, I need an SUV. And it's like, if you don't fucking use an SUV for what it's for, you're just burning extra gas.
You're
for
an
no
asshole.
Good fucking reason.
You're being an asshole.
Yeah. Get the fucking wagon. It's much more fuel efficient. You'll be doing less damage to the environment. And get on Trump's ass and make him fucking enforce the fucking
Paris Accord.
Obama had laid out this thing. Look, by this date, all auto manufacturers that want to sell cars in the United States have to get this many miles per gallon. By this date, they have to get this many miles per gallon. By this date, they have to get this many miles per gallon. And car companies were actually like, well, this sucks, but we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Trump is going, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can pollute as much as you want. And
that was pretty good, dude.
So some car companies are fucking like,
All right,
now we don't have to.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, now we don't have to fucking
hold my
worry
beer
about that. And it's like, get on Trump's ass. I don't care if you voted for him. This is the fucking future of our fucking entire fucking world we're talking about here. And actually, no, it's not the entire world, because the world's going to survive.
It's ours. It's us.
It's our fucking entire species, fucking lots of fucking other species future at stake here. We need to fucking get the smaller car. Like, you need to haul some stuff occasionally. Okay, yeah, you need to. Oh, I get flowers every spring at fucking Home Depot. Okay, well, guess what? You get a nice sized wagon, you can fit a fucking bunch of flowers in the back of it.
And also, a lot of these places now offer delivery.
Yeah. Take advantage of that shit.
Or worse comes to worse, Home Depot, you can rent a fucking mini steak bed truck.
Yeah.
You can just rent it for $20 an hour.
Yeah. And if anybody out there really smart is watching this, all right, anybody who figures this out is going to be fucking absolutely fucking rich. Figure out how to easily produce hydrogen. If somebody figured that out, here's the thing fucking a lot of people don't know, and the people who do know, which is the fucking gas and oil companies, and even some of the car companies know this, with like less than $2,000 worth of modifications, you can run any internal combustion engine on hydrogen.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about this, yeah.
When you burn hydrogen, guess what happens?
Water vapor.
Well, fire is oxidization. You're taking hydrogen and you're slamming oxygen molecules into it.
Not the mic.
You're slamming oxygen molecules into and hydrogen together. So steam comes out the end of the tailpipe. Steam.
Fucking harmless. Yeah.
Nothing else. It's completely fucking. Some people might say, "Oh, won't that fucking heat up the atmosphere?" No, it's water vapor.
Yeah.
It's going to go up
and
it's going to fucking get cold, and it's going to turn into clouds. Like the fucking what you see coming out of the top of a nuclear power plant. That's fucking just steam.
And technically clouds. You know what I mean? Like it's
the same thing as clouds.
Now there may be the issue again. There could be an issue of like, oh shit, maybe there's too much cloud cover that could be created, especially if
that's going to bring temperatures down. Like I think what Earth is. I think that's what Earth is trying to do.
It's trying to cool off right now.
It's trying to regulate its own temperature. The storms are getting heavier and dumping more water to cool things down. Like I can't say I'm not a meteorologist,
right.
But it would kind of make sense.
It's definitely reacting to what's going on, dude. It's definitely
there's been a natural ebb and flow of temperature throughout Earth's history. It gets warmer, and then something causes it to get cooler. Like I mean, Earth has had many ice ages and many thaws. And there's got to be some mechanism at work there.
Now, real fast, I got to interject because some people are going to sit there and they're going to say this shit of like, well, then if that's the case, then what are we worried about the climate change? No, because what we're doing is putting the pedal to the fucking metal with our behavior. Like that's the problem. Not this is if it just so happened that we were going to be due for one in our lifetime and our specific date and time in history, then so be it. But you can't sit there and tell me that within 100 years of the Industrial Revolution, and even more than that, like 150 years of the Industrial Revolution, when they could sit there and measure these things and the scientific method and applying it to it and gathering this data, that we're not causing a problem. Okay? There's billions of people on this planet, and you can't tell me that all of us, that are with the home heating oil and with these massive, gigantic, because you got it. Like the thing is, for as long as humans have been around, I get it, but the humans back even pre-industrial revolution, and even the ones that were at the start of it, did not have just such massive facilities the way that we have now. Look at Houston with those massive fucking oil refineries, man. They didn't have shit like that when it fucking started popping off in the middle of the 1800s. You fucking kidding me?
Yeah. And the silly thing is you said you mentioned how something should have been done 20 years ago.
Right.
They knew in 1912 that eventually
that newspaper
carbon
clipping.
dioxide
That newspaper
would
article.
cause global warming. Like, this has been 105 years ago. That's just insane. And fucking industry and government and shit just all decided, well, we've got a long time till that happens. And it's like, 100 years isn't as much as you think. Like, my grandfather's fucking 94. Like he
was there at the start of it.
He fucking has seen the transition. Like, when the oldest living human ever was 122.
They're older than this fucking news article.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, like, it's fucking ridiculous. It's
In fact, they were probably, let's see, 122. That means they would have been 12 years old, if I'm doing my math right.
No, they would have been 17.
17, which means they would have been cognizant and conscious and be able to read said article. And
they
then
would have been
live,
like, I'm about to graduate high school.
Yeah, and then live this entire fucking time. Like, it's, oh my God, dude.
Like,
oh my God, dude.
Like, we have fucked up the planet in less than the maximum human lifespan. Like, that's absurd. And, like, we need to fucking do something about it. Like,
yeah.
I'm a fucking car nut, but, like, something's got to give. Like,
future depends on it.
Like, in my opinion, every country in the world should dump money into one fund, have all the world's scientists work on it, and get these fucking fusion reactors working, because those things will produce fucking insane amounts of electricity.
Well, there was
something
something like that, dude. It was called the fucking Paris Agreement, and
well, no, that was for reducing climate change. But no, we need to fund.
But it's the step.
We need to fund this research because.
Right. But you got to understand the thing.
If we have one of these if we have these,
no, I hear you. But you got to
powers,
understand the whole point behind.
We can use that to produce shit tons of fucking hydrogen, and we could power everybody's cars.
Right.
With fucking hydrogen.
Right. But the point with the Paris, like, it's at least a step to a global cooperation of, like, okay, let's work on the carbon output. Okay, hey, the German scientists got a pretty interesting idea, and the Chinese guys came out with some good fucking numbers, and our guys found some interesting. Hey, let's all get together and see if we can figure out a better energy source, so that we're not bombing fucking brown people for fucking oil anymore.
For fucking ancient rotted fucking dinosaurs and fucking plants. That's what fucking oil is, people.
That's our future. That's if we keep going on the path that we're going, we're gonna be the fucking oil.
And we're gonna make ourselves the dinosaurs.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, it's all right. Well, I gotta run, dude. I gotta get going here. So
all right. Well, yeah,
shit gets real, dog.
Lot, but
this shit gets real.
If you have an SUV and you don't need it, sell it. Get a wagon.
Exactly. I mean, it's just smarter fucking choices, people. Like,
and wagons look better anyway. There's been some really fucking sweet wagons I've seen from Europe, and it's like, damn, they don't sell that here.
Or even then, if you're like a
like they used to have a BMW M5 wagon,
right? Well, dude,
like if you want a sports car, like get a fucking wagon that's also a sports car.
Oh, and even look at it this way too. Like, if you're a family of 3, do you even then need said wagon? You can't do the same with a 4-door. You couldn't do the same. You can't get a fucking car seat in the back with a 4-door.
Well, it's not that much different to get a wagon,
right? So,
but at least stay away from the SUVs if you don't need them.
Seriously. All right, folks. Thank you, everybody.
Peace. We'll see you next week.
Slacker Americana on Facebook, Slacker American on Twitter. Of course, you're right here on the YouTube, and I think it's His Dick. Yeah, it'll be His Dick is where you fucking subscribe, ring the bell. Make sure you also do the notes for Facebook and set it up where you see us in the feed. We won't spam the shit out you with fucking posts. We only really post about the show. So tell your fucking friends, all that good shit. Like I said, buy His Dick down there is the subscribe button. Ring that bell. Get the push notes, all that good stuff. So.
And if you want to help us get to that 100 subscriber mark so we can get an actual proper URL up there, be sure to share us on Facebook so your friends can find us too.
Tell every motherfucker about this. And don't worry, I won't highlight you too bad as long as you don't go after me personally. All right, folks. Vern, excellent job, brother. Take it easy.
All right.
I got to go catch a bus and hopefully it stop raining.
Peace.
So anybody out there in Cali and in Houston and for the folks in Florida, like, be fucking safe, man.
Be
like,
safe.
And Dad, don't be a fucking idiot. Get the fuck out of there if you need to. All right.
Yeah, everybody in Florida, if you know that fucker's coming, get the fuck out.
So, oh shit, we've talked over the whole goddamn track.
All
We better
right.
hurry up and get out of here. Oh shit.
Peace.
We're out of here. Bye.